Welcome back, everyone, to the Riyadh Masters 2023 group stage coverage. I'm Seeking Strike, and joining me here for Liquid versus Shopify Rebellion is the biggest NA fanboy there is out there. It is Winter Dota. Why are you looking at me like that? You were just telling me about how good you think the Shopify team is, Winter.
Uh, I am the biggest NA fanboy because NA has a bet right now. Shopify has a
That's
bet.
true.
So I
They're
am
basically an SEA team. I mean, if
I
Secret is SEA with
I'm
FTZ,
adopting them right now. Shopify, Secret, LGD. Wait, am I missing anybody?
Extreme Gaming.
Oh, actually, yeah, Extreme Game. Damn.
There's another European team, I think, with a Southeast Asian stand-in right now, isn't there?
Oh,
That
TSM.
TSM. Yep. Course. Oh, we'll see how it gets going here as our first draft is about to get underway and is already live on your screens. Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? It is time for some NA Dota. Taking on Team Liquid, though, this is not going to be an easy match for the side of Shopify Rebellion. However, Liquid, of course, you highly consider them to be in the top three. You rate them top three in the world, Winter. Isn't that right?
Bad Boom, Gaming Gladiators, Liquid. Those are the
In
three.
that order?
No, just random order.
Okay, just random order.
The fourth team, I feel like could be Quest.
Fascinating. I mean, they certainly have been making quite a showing. We'll briefly mention the results of Group A. Nine Pandas sitting at the bottom, 2-5, but it's Quest in second place, 4-2. So they are playing phenomenal so far. Certainly backing up your praise right now, Winter. Jumping over to Group B, of course, where we have our matches. It's Team Liquid, currently, I believe, 2-4. According to the score counts I have. Bet Boom Team or BB Team, as they're going by in this tournament, 6-0, completely undefeated, Winter. But it's Shopify Rebellion in a little bit more of a difficult spot as they sit tied down bottom at 7th place alongside TSM, their NA brethren, 2-4. So they need to get some wins here.
Yeah, they have not really shown a lot of different varieties. So far, they've picked Iolash whenever they are first pick. When they are 6 and 7, it's what Rubik's Snap mostly. Oh, but they're going for Snap Enigma this time. So they choose Enigma because Enigma is the classic hero you go against the relocate. You dare them to relocate into your big black hole, and you kill them both.
And you turn the fight from there. It's an effective strategy. Enigma, once again, at least in our games, Winter, tends to be quite the mainstay. Could be because we've had a number of OG and Nine Pandas games, the most popular Enigma teams so far in the tournament. As Liquid this time, they're going to get a stab at the IO-less strategy instead on 4th and 8th pick overall. How do you rate these openings against each other? It seems like because of this Enigma and the way that Snapfire scales into the late game, I feel personally like you're gonna prefer the Shopify opening a bit more, or is IOLess just that good again?
Universal Hero Victory.
All right.
Nah, I prefer the Iolash. I think Iolash is just a very, very solid duo at the moment. Gives you a lot of sustain, gives you the map presence. I value the map presence a lot at the moment with the bigger map, and anything that allows you to just farm and fight at the same time just feels a lot stronger at the moment. And on the other hand, I would like to see like some anti-mage against Leshrac. That is what I want to see.
Oh, we'll see what we end up seeing now. I wouldn't mind seeing an anti-mage as well. AM Enigma would be quite the explosive lineup, though, I have to say. We'll see if we
Black
actually end up
hole
getting
into
that.
Mana Void.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what I want to see here. I don't know if it's what we're going to get, but that would end up being quite exciting to say the least.
I mean, they have already a lot of team fight. So team fight department tick. That's what you need against relocate. So the other things that you need against relocate is wave shaft. You also have it in the form Snapfire. So I think overall it's a pretty well thought out opening here by Shopify against the Iolash opening. So we'll just have to see what they're gonna pair out with the Snapfire and Enigma. They've chosen to ban out the Zoo heroes, the Lycan, the Visage. Those are the heroes that work very well in tandem with the Iolash. Because Iolash wants to play a very fast game, so you don't want to give them the offlane heroes that can play fast.
Well, we'll see what else Shopify are going to leave in their hands as Team Liquid in response, maybe tipping their hand for a Pangolier at least. That's always what I think when I see this Bloodseeker. The Legion Commander as well, a Saber-like classic being
I mean,
removed from the
Bloodseeker is
pool.
also really good against Lash because Lash wants to move around to do damage in the team fight, and when you are ruptured, you can't do that. So
True.
that's kind of annoying for you. And Legion Commander is also a hero I feel like it's pretty strong right now, and I see this ban. The main reason for it is because of I think Lash, because Lash you don't really want to deal with heroes that can stop you from moving around and doing damage, and with Blade Mail and Dagger, Legion in a team fight can just easily focus the Lash and take him out. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you have the relocate to save you, but sometimes it can be not very reliable when you're up against Black Hole.
I mean, even late game, right? Having a dual threat against your Wisp as he starts to be the main target
Mm-hmm.
can end up really complicating your team fight and making that strategy just not as viable.
Yeah.
I like what you say about the movement and the AOE. I'd say like already this Enigma hero, he's a hero that does exert a good amount of AOE control, doesn't he? Even if he's a support, as long as he has a blink dagger, as long as he's not hard countered by a silencer, does tend to have at least a little bit of relevance in terms of enforcing an AOE, right, and owning an area.
Yep. And I like this tiny pick. You get to displace the Lash. I think when you're playing against IO Lash, you have to find a way to murder the Lash. You have to split the brothers apart, the IO and the Lash. So Tiny is able to do that really well with the toss. You get to break the tether, you get to put Lash in a position where it could be really difficult for the IO to protect him. So I think Tiny makes a lot of sense right now. And on top of that, Tiny plus Enigma, 4 and 3. That lane is actually very scary. You saw this lane a lot in the previous patch, where you just deny the wave back, and then it gives Tiny a lot of opportunities to get the toss packs and you get kills. So just very, very easy and straightforward.
Okay, Liquid going for a blue lineup. We saw
Anti-Marge.
we saw very similar drafts against Liquid, didn't we? With this, who were they playing against?
Yeah, it was Darkseer Spirit Breaker, right? Lash.
Darkseer, Spirit Breaker, Lesh, Io, and there was another blue hero to wrap it up. Was it Sven?
Yeah, Sven. It might have been a Sven.
It was. I mean, hey, it was a good lineup. It looked damn good against Liquid. We'll see what Liquid are going to pick here.
They're just like telling RTZ, pick the anti-mage later. We have Darkseer, we have Lash.
Is it a bait though? I mean, Liquid have 23rd pick. I assume.
I mean, if Liquid is worried about that, they can just pick SB because SB is good against AM.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems very reasonable to me. It's not what they're gonna do. They're gonna go with the Bat Rider. They'll blade.
It's similar here, similar to the SB. You have a catch, not global, but it works kind of the same way. And Bat Rider plus Darkseid, I think the lane is pretty scary too. And we talked a little bit about right now how people are playing Darkseid. It's not really necessary for you to have a melee partner to abuse the Iron Shell because you don't really need Iron Shell in the lane to last it. Your right click is so strong right now because you're universal.
Well, we've even seen a. Pardon me, Winter. We've even seen a handful of Darkseers take vacuum at level 1 these days. It's still very rare.
Wait,
but
what? That was a game against Oracle, I think.
Yep. And he still did fine in the game, right? I mean, he struggled, but I think it was because of other reasons, because it was a first pick Darkseer. So, obviously their opponents had a couple of solutions already drafted out. But I mean, it is a build that has a little bit more merits, right? Considering that vacuum actually does damage now, decent damage that is at level 1.
Nope, there we go. Oracle against Darkseid and Bat Rider, the perfect pick here. Fate's Edict is also really good at protecting heroes that the Lash is going on. The only piece of the puzzle missing is somebody to cast your ulti on. Some tanky hero. I guess Snapfire is kind of tanky too with how you're itemizing. You're getting ATOS, you're getting Manta, so you naturally have a lot of HP, so you could just be a very good target for Oracle to False Promise. But in general, the go-to combos are like Death Prophet, Terrorblade, Huskar, those heroes that can just turn the whole fight around with a perfectly cast False Promise.
You don't see any value in something like still an AM here? You're not really liking because of that threat of the Bat Rider?
I think if they wanted AM, they would have already picked it. But then again, with Shopify, they are very, very different in terms of picking the heroes, like the pick orders. Like most of the teams will just pick like the carry right there because you already see your lane, right? But most of the
Right.
time for RTZ, even though he sees his lane, he wants the absolute last pick, or he wants to like ban a couple of heroes before he picks his hero. I think they kind of have that problem in terms of the draft where they over prioritize his hero.
Interesting. You call it a problem. Is that just because it gives Liquid a better idea of what Shopify have in mind? I mean, we see the
It
Monkey
just
King
gives
ban.
your opponent a chance to ban out the hero. Because normally in this
Right.
junction, right, at the 18 pick, you normally don't have many really, really good choices of the carry because a lot of them are already banned in the first and second phase. So if you have that pick that would actually make a lot of sense and you don't pick it right there, it's gonna be more or less gone in the last phase because they get to ban another 2 heroes. So I feel like in most cases like this, I would just rather not risk it
Oh,
and just pick the carry. And you see,
well, the
the last
aim.
2
Yeah.
ban AM and Void. So now what are you gonna pick?
What are you gonna pick?
I
Honestly.
mean, there's still I guess Terrorblade, but Terrorblade against Darkseer is pretty terrible. All the
Yeah.
illusion heroes are bad against Darkseer. So
Slark is gonna suffer in the lane as well,
it
pretty
has to
bad.
be some weird hero because it's Oracle. So it must be like some Sven. I think it has to be Sven. Because Oracle and Sven
Yeah,
make sense.
that makes a lot of sense. Would you ever consider like a jug in a game like
That's
this?
okay too. That is okay too. But I think Jug doesn't really need Oracle in the game. But Jug Oracle is a very, very dominant lane, and RTZ really likes strong lanes. So I think maybe you're onto something. The Jug Oracle could be the choice that I'm going to select.
Okay, well, they'll choose to ban out the Terrorblade themselves. Liquid 23rd pick, likely still have to pick their own safe laner here. See what they want to opt for. A couple of safe laners already banned out. Monkey, Lycan. I mean, I'll just bring it up. Is this a Lone Druid game? Are you seeing Lone Druid potentially in the cards here?
No, probably not. Lone Druid against I don't like Lone Druid against like a percentage damage spells like Enigma's
Yeah,
Midnight Pulse. It kills the bear too quickly. And Oracle Disarm is very annoying for the
brutal.
bear.
Yeah, ends up being absolutely brutal here. Well, for Mickey, he's been playing some Drow Ranger. He's been taking a couple
Draw
games
Ranger
of
is
the
nice.
Sven.
Draw Ranger is nice. I like Draw Ranger. It's a
Is-
reasonable selection.
Isn't that another hero that can be tossed back? Doesn't she suffer from the same problems that this Lush does, though? The gap close? Which is
You
kind of
you
lacking on
can
Shopify.
only toss one person, Richie.
True. I mean, you are right.
The draw will give Lash armor, so that's pretty good.
I mean, other than that, I'm not seeing a ton of options.
Life Stealer to buff the Lash. I mean, that's something GG would do. Life Stealer
Yeah,
Lash.
that's true. Would you consider a Templar in this game? No, just Razor. That was the only other hero that Mickey has been playing quite a bit of. Go with the Razor. So
Razor.
into this, I mean, I guess it's supposed to make the Tiny's job in his lane impossible, right? That's
I
the
guess
idea behind the pick.
they are predicting a spend. That's why they picked the Razor.
You think?
Why not? I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
So then now you go Jug. I guess you go Jug. I mean, Jug is also bad against the Razor, but I think comparing Jug and Sven, I think I would rather be Jug.
Arteezy's only been playing the Naga. He's played a game of Lesh, Medusa, Faceless Void, and more. Now it's his turn to take a whirl on the Ursa instead, so he's gonna get that bonus damage. And what's wrong, Winter? That is a noise I've heard when something happens that you don't like. I've heard that before when we roll up to the Bakute restaurant and they're closed again.
Ursa is not the best hero right now. Let's just simply put it that way. Ursa and Oracle, I like the combo Oracle because Ursa is a hero where if you can keep him alive for a couple of seconds, he can actually just turn the fight around, do a lot of damage with furry swipe stacks. And he doesn't really care about static thing because you do damage based on your furry swipe stacks, so you don't care about Razor. But
Can you
the
fight
late,
into this Lesh as
I
well?
mean, the laning phase is like you get protected by the Oracle. I get it, but I just don't believe in the hero. I think that's my problem with Ursa. I feel like the hero is weak.
Yeah, I mean, we
He's
don't.
just way too slow, because they changed Battle Fury, so he doesn't really do much when he's buying Battle Fury. And then in the lane, he doesn't really have the strongest lanes after they nerfed the Earth Shock, so it costs a lot more mana. He's weak in the lane. He has a very weak and slow build up with Battle Fury. He
Right.
needs a lot of time. So and he doesn't win his lanes. If he's strong in the lane, I think this hero has still some potential. But because he's not strong in the lane and he's slow, then it means that the hero needs a long time to come online.
Only 3 teams have picked this hero so far in Riyadh Masters. Secret, LGD, and Quest have all played it. It's only won once, with Crystallis actually taking it
Not a
into
good
the
sign.
Morph lane. No, not a
Not.
good sign.
I mean, it's good against Morphing. I agree. I think against Morphing, it's good because you get to keep the stacks when he's shifting around
Right, right.
with his ultimate. So he has a good matchup against Morphing. But here against Razor, I guess, like I said, he doesn't care the overall game. I'm worried about Ursa's overall game because he's weak in the lane. He has a slow build up, so he needs a lot of time. So that means that you need your team to create a lot of space in the early game for you to be ready to fight and come online. I would say
Yeah.
that with Oracle, he's kind of set up for that in the lane at least, and in the mid game, it's gonna be the Enigma, the Snapfire's job to defend towers, win fights with the Black Hole into Optimus Kiss combo, and you're looking to get a very early dagger on the Tiny. So those are the things that you want to happen if you're the Ursa. I think you don't really even mind if you have a slower start to your game as long as your teammates have a good game.
Okay. Just because you are gonna eventually
You
need a
are
little
gonna
bit more
farm
time.
no matter what, so
Yeah.
you rather have the good start on your team.
We'll jump into game number 1 now between Shopify Rebellion and Team Liquid. I was also taking a look at these builds that we tend to see on the safe lane Razors, and it tends to be that SNY, that Manta style BKB after the early Falcon Blade. So, this is still a hero that is going to want to join fights relatively early on.
Albert's good this game.
Albert is very good this game. You're also going to have this IO Lesh, and I mean, Nisha, once he gets that Bloodstone timing, Shopify Rebellion, they have to have a plan ready. We all know what this duo does. We all know how difficult it is to fight into it. They're gonna all probably have a Razor probably at his BKB timing by then. Usually you see like by the latest 25-minute BKB for a safe lane Razor.
It's gonna be a Razor running at you with a Darksail with mech and all the team items, the pipe if necessary. So it's gonna mean that their ball is gonna come fast and quick. And if you're Shopify, you're gonna need a pipe on Enigma. I think Enigma needs to play for the team and just he can't afford to go greedy. If he goes greedy, he tries to get minus BKB, rush it. I think they're just gonna not have time for their heroes to come online.
The battle begins.
We'll see how it goes here. RTZ already forced to fight 1 versus 2.
Wait, you know
has
what?
Not. Oh,
Are they gonna
yeah?
try lane? Because they have Enigma, they're just gonna try lane to help Ursa win his lane?
Oh, that could be. Abed mid lane on the Snapfire. Crit so far seems to be going top. I think he will. He did get the Observer Ward, though, by the way. So Nisha's going to be playing without his ward mid lane.
Yeah, I guess you get level 2, and then you see if the Enigma needs you or not, and then you decide. I feel like Enigma's probably going to be fine alone. So you get your level 2 in the lane, and then you go Twin Gate, you go bottom, you make sure you just keep repeatedly killing the Darkseid off.
Yeah, that could work. Mickey level 1 as well. He's just going to go for the Plasma Field in order to kill off a lot of these Eidolons in the early game. So, I mean, I think that's the right choice here.
Career! Oh, double kill.
Double kill on the Couriers with that big old tree, and Crit's cutting the wave. So
Perfect.
what a move out from him. Nice, a bit of
Perfect.
regen and the early items from Mickey.
Okay, so he's gonna get the wave. I guess you don't share this XP with the Enigma. I think you solo the XP, so you get level 2 on the Tiny. I mean, he's already like kind of 1/3 XP already because of the couriers. So he can I guess he can share. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. I think we've also seen a Snapfire mid into the Lesh mid before, haven't we? And it was this thing where, like, it's a really quick back and forth. The laning stage is the laning stage. They both have a ton of magic damage and usually don't miss out on too much CS.
I think it should be Snapfire favored because you're universal, so you have better base damage to last hit creeps.
I think it is early, right? But out of the laning stage, it becomes a bit awkward in terms of whatever Snapfire's first item is going to be. If you're going to be a bit greedier, you want to go for the BOTs, right? Or maybe that's an option, right? Versus the Wisps to try and, equalize on the rotations.
But going greedy is like not something that I want to do this game. I feel like he needs to get ATOS and play with his team as soon as possible. Because the Tiny needs the Snapfire. They both are gonna be like the gang squad, you know, the two-man gang squad walking around.
Right. And all of this is with the goal to build time and space, right, for RTZ to come online a bit more.
Yes, precisely. RTZ is the boss. He is the king, he's the sultan, and they are all the subjects.
Mickey, he's gonna drop for first blood. Saberlight just catching him out there with the the Malefice, pardon me, and crit tossing in the blood grenade. Avalanche will secure it for Saberlight. A big opening here top lane for the side of Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, and right now because of that start, Tiny's going to get his level 2.5. He's gonna, what is he trying to stack? No, he actually missed the timing. He's just trying to pull again. So he's gonna try to just ensure that Saberlight gets the best start as much as he can. And then I'm fairly certain after that he's gonna be looking to roam either mid. Mid is also a really good destination for him since, like you said, it's a snap fight against Lash. It's a very highly contested lane. Both heroes are going to be spamming spells left and right, so people are going to be low. So Tiny is going to be happy to see that.
And a quick little avalanche to break the level 1 static link. Mickey still only level 2 here. He's going to start to really struggle, especially with now the lane equilibrium heavily favoring the side of Shopify. Saberlight having master control right now over the waves.
Yeah,
it's pretty easy for him.
RTZ is struggling, but I mean, it's not surprising, you know, this hero is just not the best laner right now. He's opt to go for overpower and fairy swipe, so help him like in terms of last hitting creeps. But he can't also really pressure Darkseer. Darkseer is also like having a pretty decent time getting creeps.
I just dropping a heal onto Zai as well, very casually. As he's gonna start to do some damage.
Ex-teammates, you know, this is my present for you. Take a heal.
Always remember the ex-teammates, right?
I will never forget every single one of my exes.
I'm sure your wife loves to hear that.
Don't worry, she's fast asleep.
Mid lane, we are going to get some rotations here mighty soon. I have to say around the 6-minute mark. Careful though, crit looking for a toss back. Will now find it. Ooh, but good job by Insania. Did not break the tether. So he's got plenty of sustain to keep himself alive to do that. Healing salve being forced out, but it's a Razor that's alive, which is going to continue laning and NCSing here.
Okay,
Blood grenade thrown. Yeah, Insania will respond with one in kind. Ooh, the auto attack damage. The tree toss is just barely enough. Crit as well with the stick charges. Tosses back the ball. Saberlight ready to slam dunk onto Insania, but he gets a tether away. Nice moves out from Shopify Rebellion. That top lane is going swimmingly for them. Careful down bottom, though. RTZ could be in for a bit of hurt. They do have a level 1 vacuum at the ready to pull him back. They're going to decide to save it for now.
And that's the power of Enigma Tiny. The classic lane, you know. You pull the wave back, so the wave is always in the middle of the lane. I mean, that's what Tiny wants to play around. Whenever you're in the lane, there's always opportunities for you to set up a kill with your stun and your toss back.
Brit has done so much work in the top lane, right? I mean, there hasn't been an easy camp that spawned all game.
He's really good at all these melee roaming heroes, you know. Whenever the patch is good on those Earth Spirit, Tiny, Nyx, Clockwork, position 4, like he always has a lot of good results on those kind of games.
Another courier kill as well for him as he's going to contest the 6-minute bounty as well. Right? Number 3, yes, I believe so. Got the ward down here. He's holding on to the control over there. He's going to deny the stack as well from Aiden. And now it's going to be the Arcane Rune, which spawns top lane. Liquid with the ward. We'll see Abed bottle that one up. Not the biggest concern of theirs, but Nisha may be able to get, and should be able to get this kill onto crit. Kiss is raining down, though. A little bit of miscommunication here. Okay. I mean, but I don't think Abed's too upset. He activated the Arcane Rune, so he'll have another one in 80 seconds. Potentially a window, though, for Liquid to force a fight.
Yeah, I think mostly it's just to protect the Tiny. He doesn't want the Tiny to die. And like you said, yes, Arcane Rune, so he probably feels like he doesn't really lose a lot by doing that. And bot lane,
down bottom, though. Yeah, the vacuum back. He needs help, and he's got Fly here, who is going to immediately actually focus onto the creep waves, allowing RTZ to get plenty of CS. There it is. He needs to... It's okay, you know. It's okay, RTZ. Don't worry. He's got those Purifying Flames, the Edict as well to keep him topped up. 7-minute runes, Winter. No one making very aggressive moves here. Not yet, anyway.
Away from there.
One apiece. Like I said, that's what you want to see. You don't want to see the game snowballing out of control.
Yeah. Otherwise, Winter's going to start on his rant again.
Oh my god, why does Whistler Moon grant double XP to the team that picks it up? It should only deny the XP from the opposing team.
It's too much. It makes my games unplayable.
I am level
Nisha.
4, 10 minutes in. What do you want me to do, Ice Bro?
He's gonna farm a big ol' stack though. As Insania, you know, it's always been one of the strengths of him, especially on Liquid back on the day when he was on Alliance. He just loves to stack, doesn't he? And he's going to be able to accelerate now the Nisha's game. So I assume he's going to make his way now towards that Bloodstone quite shortly. Down bottom, Fly interrupted as he's trying to go through the Twin Gate. He's going to try and fight his way through this one. Decent damage now onto Zai, who still has that vacuum, well as the Lotus, but they've dispelled him. Oh, and he couldn't get the vacuum up onto the high ground. Fly still will drop here as Boxy picking up the kill, but a nice toss. Tiny Airlines crit able to alley-oop Arteezy for another kill onto Boxy. Shopify Rebellion coming out strong from the lanes. And Saberlight, he has Black Hole. He might just go for it here. Indeed he is. Crit as well from the trees, rejoining the fight. Just now has Avatos at the ready. Mickey activating the Eye of the Storm, trying to fight through this one, but will be taken down.
And that's a very, very early earn as well on the Enigma. So I'm happy to see it. Not going for greedy item, just trying to play for the team. And Tiny on crit. This guy has been doing amazing things for the first 8 minutes of the game so far. Everything is around the Tiny. Wherever he goes, there is death on the enemy
I
team.
hate to correct you, Winter, but he's been doing even better for about 9 minutes and 30 seconds. He started this game off with a D ward for his mid lane. He's been doing even better since before the Horn. My man has been making absolute moves here. Saberlight is completely free now in this top lane. He's got his Urna Shadows at the ready. Already this Spear Vessel, and this is huge, right? Because this Vessel timing is crucial to shutting down this Wisp Lesh strat, isn't it?
They have to try to get Lotus, I guess. But Lesh doesn't want to get
is it?
Yeah, Liquid. Yeah, but Lesh doesn't want to get a Lotus. He wants his teammate, like the Darkseid, to get it. But it's too early for that. So they're gonna have to deal with this very, very early Vessel from Saberlight. That could be very, very problematic, like you said, against the Eyelash. And Arteezy is here. He wants to participate.
Does want to use the party, and they're going to be able to find Mickey here, I reckon? No, he's going to actually get out of here just in time. It was a close one. Crit is giving chase, though. This is pretty deep. He's also inside the Mighty Mines. Gonna give it a go, though. We'll see if he can find the toss-back target. Mickey now completely isolated. Hit with the Urn of Shadows. Does at least drop the Midnight Pulse, but it will not stop Shopify Rebellion from diving a tier 2 tower, which they still don't have the tier 1 tower, and they're able to secure that kill. No TPs in response.
I mean, Crit is just showing a tiny masterclass right now. What you should be doing in the early game and how are you supposed to rotate among the lanes. So far, so good. And the good news for Liquid is Nisha has been untouched, you know, so he's still farming very, very well. He has a regen rune in the bottle. So plenty of mana to use to clear stacks, and Fly is gonna be in trouble here.
Yeah, we'll see if they force maybe the False Promise. I suspect he's gonna try and not force it on himself. Plenty of heals, as they of course do lack the physical or pure damage at this early stage of the game. But Insania, I mean, he's found a lot of farm as well. He actually almost, well, still needs the recipe for the mech, but he's getting there towards his mech. And they've actually used Relocate to farm effectively, you know? So it's been quite the period. Arteezy, he killed the enemy Kobold and dug up a friendly Kobold. What a time to be alive for him. Give him that money. Smoke Gank now coming his way, courtesy of Shopify Rebellion. This one might be pretty good. His eyes, we'll see. He is currently backing away. We'll see how he positions himself here. That's going to be crucial. If Crit continues to find these kills, this game is going to become very quickly difficult. Even more difficult for the side of Liquid. Oh, the vault.
Oh, he couldn't get dispel the end. For the Rod of Athos.
Or the Fortune's End. Rod of Athos is already done, huh?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, and right now, Shopify Rebellion is just occupying the Ancients area, so making sure the Lash that cannot have access in the area, so they're forcing Lash to go towards the jungle, the left side. Not so much gold.
On the ward, though, and Fly's ward may have been scouted as well by this Liquid ward. Really like Insania's warding so far this game. It might be able to prevent a death here. We shall see. Ox is going on a little bit of an interesting trip here, just to catch the Watcher, huh? Okay. Gonna TP out. Saberlight has no reason to believe he's up here, so
he found Nisha.
Chill. Now, there's the Rod of Atos. Crit at the ready with the toss on
he does not want to be tossed there.
Insania. Oh no, he already relocated. He doesn't have the relocate at the ready. He's just used it, trying to pull Nisha out of the fight. He'll be a-okay for now. Zai has wall of reptiles. Back wall will connect onto two. Black hold up from Saberlight. He immediately turns, but the relocate out perfectly timed from Insania. Foxy alive on a sliver of HP before Abed will finish him off with one last auto attack. The heal to make that the false promise indeed on to Saberlight keeps him alive. As Liquid, they have lost only Zai, only Boxy. Insania trying to keep Nisha topped up, but it's Shopify Rebellion who will be able to claim victory here over this tier 1 fight. Not sure about the tower though.
I mean, it's still 2 kills for them. They got the Ducks here. Like, even though they didn't kill the tower, but it was still a pretty good outing for RTZ, especially, you know, coming to the fights early, being a part of the kills and the XP. I think Shopify is playing amazing so far, you know, the first 30 minutes of the game. All the early rotations by Crit, by Abed, everything has been on point.
Always been their biggest strength, right? The laning stage and their prowess in the laning stage here.
Yep.
Especially in the NA region. I mean, this is not a team you want to lose lanes against. And Shopify, you know, they didn't really win that top lane at all. Bot lane as well, more or less of a draw. But as a Darkseer, that's never really where you want to be. Nisha and Aiden, or sorry, Nisha and Insania are going to have to make a lot of work here. They're going to have to get they got a lot of work to do, basically. They have their work cut out for them.
I mean, that's normally the case when you draft IO Lash as your opening 2 picks. Lash is just going to soak up a big portion of your map, so naturally you have to repay your team, you know. You have to pay them the compounding interest that they deserve, you know, after you mopped up everything on the map.
That's right. Tease is about to start mopping up things on the map as well. He's finally, he has enough gold for that cornucopia. Courier being fetched to the secret shop to finish off his battle fury now.
What did Saberlight buy? Oh, he bought a Blink. Okay.
Wow, Blink and Vessel already at 14 minutes. He is farmed. He is very farmed here. Abed as well. He's got a bottled haste rune. I think Shopify Rebellion, they're going to make to look some money moves now. Maybe even ruin Nisha's day here a bit. Rod of Atos will find him. Aiden already getting ready on the relocate. It's just back to the tier 2 tower. Nothing to cancel it there.
He
tried
to
blink in.
Saberlight was close. He was close to cancelling it.
So difficult though.
At least they force it out. It's a pretty decent cooldown use.
That's that ward paying off that Aiden puts down earlier, right? Fly's going to miss it on the D ward and sees that one coming. Nice map awareness there and rotations to keep him safe and sound. We're going to start to see Arteezy slowly start to eclipse everyone, though, in terms of farm. This Battle Fury, it's a big farm accelerator for him. And the way that Shopify are currently playing, they've been doing a great job of making a lot of space, but Boxy might put an end to this. He's going to look for the Wisdom Rune. It's not there. Doesn't have any allies here top, so it's going to not be able to make use of this lasso. Never mind. This game is hard right now for Liquid. What moves do they have to make right now?
They don't have a blink on Bear Rider. It's tough, man. They need to farm the Bear Rider, his blink, but he has no space to farm. Darkseer is taking a lot of map, Lash is taking the farm, Razor is taking the farm. I mean, it's just the nature of the lineup. It's not enough for everybody.
Bit of lag. The classic thing where they both pause, but one of them also pauses immediately. Pro players, man, they're so good at pausing as soon as there's a bit of lag. 2 of them even pause at the same time, causing the unpause. Be good to go here soon, as soon as Liquid at least is relieved of any of their pressure. Bit of map drawings, that's yellow, right? So that's Fly with a couple of drawings there. What does that drawing say to you there? Are they thinking about Roche already?
No, he's telling somebody to push mid out, which is the Snapfire. Snapfire's push of travel. But Liquid is definitely decently strong right now. They have the Pipe and Magdon on the Darkseer and Io respectively, so the Lash definitely feels like he's strong. And the next thing they need is a Dispel for the Vessel.
It was the call to go, Roche Winter. You lied. Not going to be able to get that Flame Break to delay things, but Liquid are in really no position here, even with the Bloodstone completed, like you're saying. Until we get that Dispel, Lotus Orb being built now by Zai, things are going to be mighty difficult here when it comes to trying contesting and fighting into the Shopify roster. He does need to, let the Eidolons tank. Fly even jumps in there to tank a little bit more. finally disarming that Roche, and it's going to be first Aegis now for Abed.
Liquid, they're still posturing heroes across the map, speed farming, and they're gonna have to hope that the game allows them to do this for the next couple of minutes more. They're gonna need time to get, like you said, the Lotus on Zai. That's gonna be a very, very crucial item. And meanwhile, Shopify Rebellion smoke up. They don't want the split push to keep going on.
Well, they might find Mickey. Crit with the Blink Dagger, immediately jumping on a perfect placement as well on that toss back. There's going to be plenty of damage for him to boot. Abed claiming that kill, I believe, with the Scatter Blast, but everyone helping out there. Midnight Pulse, Vessel applied, clean kill from Shopify.
Yeah, this is gonna allow them to keep putting pressure on the map. They have pretty good wards on both the top and bottom area. Then one in front of the tier 2 tower at top, and one just outside the tier 1 tower. So it's gonna give them excellent information about where Liquid is trying to hide. These rats, where are they going? We need to hunt them down.
It's true. They're fleeing across the lines, off the boat into port, finding farm where they can. Paint a little picture for you there,
Yeah, I like that picture. That's how rats travel across the globe.
True.
Boats.
It's true. You know what Shopify needs to do? That there's these little inventions where they put like spikes on the ropes to make sure that when you tie up in port, they can't be stopped. Speaking of ropes, how about a lasso? Haven't seen one this game and won't for the next 30 seconds as Boxy is finished off by Abed.
Wait, you're right. When was the last lasso?
Never. Never. The last lasso was never. Haven't seen a lasso. We've seen one wall of replica, which, fair enough. I think we've maybe seen like 2 static links all game as well from Mickey. It's just, it's not been a game where Liquid have had any aggressive moves to make. And credit to them, right? They realize this. They're split all around the map. They're finding farm where they can. I think Insania has just been tied to the hip with Nisha. I don't think he's broken this tether for the past 10 minutes. He's just been attached. Oh, now he breaks the tether, of course, but you get what I mean.
Brothers in arms for the whole game.
Arming him up, giving the little gas station. Would you call it Wisp the gas station, or what would you call him here?
It's kind of the gas station and the bench. I don't know.
Bench.
Yeah, the safe. Relocate is like a better version of the swap.
It was maybe like a little pit stop then. Very mobile.
But you change your tires.
Change your tires, refill your gas tank a little bit. Not fully, right? Because it's got to be fast, and then back in you go. Can see that.
And right now, Saberlight is deciding that he's going to be greedy. He's gonna go for the BKB. So Blink BKB.
I thought it was gonna be a Midas. Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine. Is anyone going for aura items though on the side of Shopify? Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
And they have a Tiny. Tiny doesn't want to buy aura items.
Tiny does not want to buy the aura items. Do they need aura items? Obviously against the Lesh, I believe the answer is yes. But do you think this can come back and bite them in the butt, Winter?
If they are winning this much right now, you get to a timing where you have triple BKBs on your cost. So then the auras doesn't really matter, because then you can survive the magic damage by popping all 3 BKBs, and you black hole the Lash and the Io, and the Ursa's just gonna kill everybody.
It's true. TZ's got Fly back here for support, emotional and false promise otherwise. As I think they did the first Tormentor already. Yeah, Crit got the first Tormentor. You were probably hoping for this one on Oracle now, actually. Since they've moved Reign of Destiny to the Shard, I think it breathed a lot more life into this hero. I think Oracle's a lot better than, his pick rate would otherwise suggest. I don't think he's, like, that top tier, but especially considering that Darkseer, you can kind of just first pick him, and there are teams that do just first pick him. I think he's better than, again, his pick rate suggests, and his Shard change is big for me.
Yeah, double Wisdom Rune for Shopify. The 21-minute one isn't as game impact, like the 7 and the 14 one. Like the 21-minute one isn't that bad, because the supports already have enough levels to move around and do their job. And right now, Liquid, they have BKB done on Mickey. But can they fight with it? Okay, so they also have Dagger on Boxy right now. So
That's
probably
big.
probably time to look for some smoke plays.
And I think safe to say, right? You're looking for Fly with that initial disable, or maybe Arteezy if you think he's far away from his team. But considering that Fly is basically cosplaying a Wisp right now, I don't think that's a safe bet.
I mean, he has a blink soon, so once he gets a blink, it'll be quite hard to target him. I really like the blink on the Oracle. Like when you're playing against Bear Rider, so you have to stand so far back,
Oh,
and
I see. Okay.
it becomes like a game of cat and mouse, you know, between the Bear Rider and the Oracle.
No, I like that line of logic there. And I also like that Wisp is the one to receive the shard. Does help out this lineup a little bit more, that spell lifesteal that you now give on the tether. Just super good. Super good.
I mean, can you believe it? I left is 0-0-0 22 minutes in.
I mean, and he's had Bloodstone for a while, so long now that Winter he's got a full Yules, and one component away now from BKB. He's another 1500, and he's there.
Yeah, I mean,
Aegis has been reclaimed.
It just shows you how well Shopify have played the first 20 minutes. You know, the Lash has no openings to go on.
It's a very good point. I mean, it is 10-1. Arteezy's about to finish up his own Nullifier, by the way. That is a big item here in this game, especially against the Darkseer. You're right. I mean, I was just gonna say Darkseer, but yeah, I mean, he can surge up anyone. The Ion Shell buffs. What else you remove?
Yules? The Yules from the Lash.
That's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Pull him back down. You can actually look for a kill onto him.
Come back down, you disco pony. Enough of dancing in the air. You face me right now.
Face the consequences. Pretty good wards as well out from the side of Liquid, especially considering how well this game is going. This is a dangerous moment, though, because if Shopify are able to make this smoke play out and sit on the enemy side of the map, those two wards that Liquid have placed down just now aren't going to feel too great. See how they can go, though. Good defensive wards from Liquid. They are going to see that ward get placed down, so Crit's just going to break the smoke. Takes him a year to take down the Sentry ward. There's the Observer. He'll get it done.
Why are they not finishing the BKB? He's so close to the BKB. I'm quite worried about this smoke, you know. I'm always nervous whenever I see a team. They do a smoke, and you click on their Enigma or whatever initiating hero, and he's about to buy BKB, but he hasn't had it yet, and they're making a smoke. They're like, oh no, disaster is about to happen. I've seen this movie way too many times.
I guess it could be they're afraid of letting Liquid farm too much. Is there a timing upcoming here on this, I guess, Razor maybe, on this Lesh, where, you know, eventually they're going to have this big opening? Maybe they want to fight before Lesh gets his own BKB?
Yeah, but at the same time, BKB Black Hole, there is only one way to cancel it, which is the Lasso. Not very reliable against the BKB Black Hole.
Yeah, all right. That's a good point. But you have Fly now, right? With the Blink Dagger. Level 2 falls from us already. That's a big deal. That cooldown reduction is massive. Not to mention that cast range. Getting levels on Oracle, you know, get your level 6, and then let him get a little bit of experience, because it really does make a difference later on in the game. Easy did show mid just now. That might give Liquid a bit of confidence now. They will smoke up. TZ is going to pass underneath yet another Liquid ward on the way over to his team. With very good intel right now. Lines being drawn on the map as RTZ will now rendezvous with the rest of the squad. Liquid seem hesitant to chase into the fog of war. They'll have no choice, as you say. Roche is up. They have to make a move. Oxy with Blink Dagger. Mickey with SNY as well as that BKB. Nisha as well with his BKB. Darkseer with a Blink. Big items, and the Lotus. All right, but the fight's breaking out already. The Yule Scepter used aggressively onto Arteezy. Mickey as well, kicking off the fight. Where's Fly with the save? Promise. In he goes now. The false promise is good, but Mickey, into the black hole. Saberlight, nothing's here to cancel because he has the BKB active, but the reload out saves Mickey for now. Fly being focused down by Zai and Nisha as Saberlight no longer under the cover of the BKB will fall. Boxy is falling low, but really nice Lotus Orb will save him in the nick of time from the Kisses residual damage. Ursa being tossed around the fight. Arteezy is still full HP. Now finally being focused down here. Has the Nullifier, has Blink Dagger, but not going to be able to find a single kill. Liquid, they're tap dancing all around Shopify Rebellion. They're just about to quadruple their kills, and that's the gem. An ultra kill for Nisha, and the game swinging wide open here for the side of Team Liquid.
And Liquid is like a silent tiger, you know, hiding in the corner, waiting for the right time to strike. And they chose their moment, and they got a huge reward from it. A gem and a 5k gold swing at least.
And a Roche, probably.
Yeah. I mean, this is this is as good as it gets for Liquid right now. I mean, Saberlight just a little too impatient there with his BKB
Yep,
black
with the
hole.
black hole. You know, I didn't really see where that Ursa was as well. After he got that false promise, I think he backed up. Fight just kind of broke down from there. The initiator's already gone in. Your Snapfire has a Daedalus already here for Abed, but it's just simply, you know, without the 20 talent, not really doing enough.
Yeah, if Archeezy and Saberlight, they were on the same page, he blinked in and he black hole, Ursa kept going and then just stand his ground and fight. Maybe the fight could have been different. But at the end of the day, it was a pretty risky black hole there by Saberlight, and it did not pay off for them. And right now, they're gonna have to deal with Lash with Aegis. I mean, it's still a BKB black hole, which can only be stopped by a lasso. So, I mean,
Right.
Shopify by no means are out of this game. They're still with a lot of opportunities to win. It's all about finding the right ones and taking them.
Not even sure, to be honest, without cast range increases, if Batrider can catch an Enigma.
It depends on where the black hole is placed, right? Because if it's in
Right.
front of him, you can always blink behind the Enigma
That's
and
true,
get him.
yeah, that's true.
The only
Pretty
way
tight, though.
the only way I see it being hard is if somehow the Enigma is so near the black hole because he casts it just right next
Yeah, if he
to
casts it on
himself.
himself. Yeah.
And
I mean,
then-
and it's going to be pretty hard once he gets his Lincolns online. That is Saberlight's next item already. Pretty good item, not only for himself to be basically invulnerable in these black holes, but also, as we've just seen, Arteezy could use a little bit
Yeah,
more
but
of
the
some
gig-
defensive
the
items.
Giga Chat play will be just to get refresher and ignore the Lincolns.
I mean, we all know Saberlight is a Giga Chad, but maybe he's going to decide to continue on the Lincolns instead, because I do think that's quite the item from this game. Fight breaking out as Mickey get jumped. Shopify Rebellion unable to nuke him in time as the stun is there for crit. The double up as well onto the vacuum just to secure the kill. Well worth it. That's 700 gold for the side of Liquid just with a tiny. Reload back.
Nisha's running in, galloping in. Nobody can stop this Disco Pony right now.
Have we already gotten to this stage of the game where Shopify have lost control? I mean, they played such a flawless 24 minutes. Can it be that it's just all for what? All for nothing? All this easily? This quickly?
There's a BKB black hole still. There is hope. There is
There
still
is
hope
hope.
for NA Dota. This
There's a
black
fortify
hole,
out as well.
this black hole is going to shape the fate of
Oh,
NA Dota.
but there's a jump as well. Fly immediately blinking in, saving the life of Abed. He's being controlled. Pinky back up to the high ground, but Mickey already sapped 92 damage away. BKB and False Promise forced out of Team Liquid, but they got a little bit out from Liquid. Sorry, out from Shopify, I meant, but they also got a little bit out from Liquid. That's the BKB second usage, I believe, out from Mickey. These fights, Winter, do they get much easier as these BKB durations wear down? Or do you suspect that Shopify will still have the same issues regardless of BKB duration? Not really something we talk about too much.
It'll definitely help. The Tiny doesn't like to play against BKBs, right? So if your BKB is low, the Tiny is going to be able to get more toss back, displacement, catch heroes off, and give his team a lot of breathing room in the team fights. And the longer the game goes, I would definitely favor the Shopify lineup with the black hole.
Really, especially with like the early blink black BKB.
Yeah. I mean, unless the Razor somehow decides, I'm getting Abyssal Blade.
Not that crazy. He gets picks up a Defiant Shell or something like that. Hell, maybe Insania will pop to get one this game. I don't know if we'll quite have the funds for that. We'll see. I'll bet as well. I mean, I think Shopify's next big moment is going to come on this Arteezy BKB, which he's just finished now, by the way. It's in his stash. And the Abed level 20. He's had this Daedalus already. Maybe even like an item earlier than I'm used to seeing on these Snapfires, although his farm is very good. It's hard to say.
Yeah, normally you have either, I guess you have Manta.
Yeah, that's true.
He has to TP back to defend the base right now.
And he's so close to 19. Really, level 20 is what he needs. Boxy already looking for the jump in. Has the blink, has the force staff, and the gem of true sight as the kisses. Level 3 kisses will be utilized to force Liquid back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, there's not too much of an impact there from Shopify.
And the
The
game
hand
is
was forced.
the game is gonna be on a knife's edge right now. Like still anyone's game. I think for Shopify they've just acquired the BKB on Ursa.
Yep.
They just need to be patient, wait out the Aegis, give Saberlight enough time to decide when to jump in. Do not rush him. I think this is something that we don't talk about a lot.
Ooh.
You don't want to rush the person playing the initiating hero, especially an Enigma. You want him to play the team fight with his own pace.
How the hell did I guess Arteezy got the shard there? What?
Huh?
How did Arteezy get the? He really got the
He got the
Tormentor
shard?
shard?
Everybody has shot?
No, only Enigma and Tiny did. So it should have been between Oracle and Snapfire. What? How did he get the shard? I guess maybe he was just barely more poor than Abed. Okay, fair enough. That's probably what happened. He was probably just a little bit more poor than Abed, and then he got the shard, so his net worth shot up. Fair enough. You almost got me on that one, Mr. Frog, but that's an amazing get for him, isn't it? This second,
Shard
it used to be second
of
Roche.
Destiny. Oracle needs it. Why do you do this to the support player?
I mean, look, normally I would be completely in agreement with you, my friend, but Arteezy, he needs this shard. He needs it.
Does he need the shard, or does he need the shard?
Scanning.
I think he needs it. I think this hero still definitely needs this item. Liquid will be able to at least pick up the enemy observer ward, but going to be unsuccessful on this initial attempt. Maybe they still find Saberlight? No, they're not going to chase that far.
Did he change his mind? Is he still going Lincolns? Oh, he changed his mind. He's going Lotus. Why? Just buy Refresher and carry the game. You see, he's scared. Some of the games, I feel like he has like a bad experience. He tries to carry, and then Arteezy is like, no, you need to make space for me. And now, when the opportunity presents itself to Saberlight, he has to be the Giga Chat and carry the game. He's thinking about it twice. Oh no, I don't want Arteezy to be mad at me. I am buying a Lotus for him.
Well, they're so close to Abed. Okay, he finally has level 20 as well. So be on the lookout for that little shredder now. That's a big power spike here for the side of Shopify. BKB now in hand for the Ursa Warrior.
Nisha, where's Io? Where's your brother?
Sure, they'll reload in to save him. Shopify, they're off the map for a while. Bot lane's about to start shoving in, so it's about to be plainly obvious that Shopify are out on the map. They still actually might end up finding someone. Ooh, the ward set down. Crit kicking this one off. Arteezy immediately out of Mickey, and wow, Saberlight wasting 0 time. BKB and the black hole, they wanted him dead. If this is a fast Roche, though, Winter, that might be the right move. That might be the right move.
I feel like he was dead regardless, whether he used the black hole or not. Maybe just better safe than sorry. It's gonna be a long game anyway, so I think overall in the grand scheme of things, it's fine. Roshan is going to be up in 30 seconds, so you are not going to have a black hole.
Well, maybe it's up in 30 seconds. That's the problem.
Yeah, maybe.
Right?
All right, maybe.
It's
Sorry.
not a guaranteed spawn. I mean, it'll be top. Shopify, they might look to push one more tower there, but Saberlight, he's been pretty trigger happy on the black holes, hasn't he?
I think he should not be that trigger happy. He needs to target. I feel like the Lash especially. His black hole is going to be the game-defining spell in this particular series.
Winter, it's a fast Roche, and Liquid, they're in position to take it already.
Where's the Roche?
It's top. It's nighttime. He's top, and look where Liquid are, and look at where Shopify are, and then look at Liquid again, and then look at Shopify.
There is no black hole, so they can't contest.
They can't. They're just holding a ward. Now they're going to make a go at it. I mean, maybe if they can catch Mickey. No, but he just TPs to the outpost. And Roche is just dying the entire time. This is a refresher shard.
Who gets the refresher shot? Razor?
Probably Razor, right?
Or double wall? Darkseer?
I still think you give it to Razor, personally.
Double BKB on Razor is
yeah.
So imba.
Yeah, I mean, it's still that good, right?
Shopify's like, what the hell happened? They
don't know what to do.
They stole it under our noses.
How could they? They made him black hole. Now, Shopify, I mean, they're just Their only play is just to hold a ward and hope that they find someone here. Top lane is shoving in. Mid lane is shoving in. Liquid not giving them the light of day.
Dire's middle tower
I
is
mean,
under attack.
meanwhile, Shopify is making camp
Dire's middle tower
in the
has
jungle
fallen.
here. 5 heroes just waiting, trying to fish for a salmon jumping out the river here.
Like a bear, like the Ursa warrior in spring. Trying to get big enough before the winter hibernation, which is technically what you do in fall.
Dire's
fine.
top tower is under attack.
Shopify, I mean, it's not going to work. Liquid, they're not giving them any chances. Black Hole is ready again, though. So Shopify, they don't need to necessarily take a fight, you know, camping out like this. They seem really comfortable camping. They're going to move back from ward to ward. They're like little campfires in the wild. But there's the jump on in. Toss on back. Oh, perfect jump and initiation. But the disarm here, the Heaven's Halberd finally dispelled. Die able to get off the wall, but shouldn't really change the outcome of this fight. I think without buyback, Liquid are not going to force things here. They still have the Sages for another 4 minutes.
Black Hole is ready right now, and Saberlight is queuing the refresher. Finally. I think at late game, you get a refresher on Enigma, and Enigma is just going to be able to win every single fight on his own.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets there, right, still needs a bit more for those cornucopias. As Liquid, they have scanned Shopify's camping grounds.
This
Send
is
a park
where-
ranger to get him out.
This is where they are hunting the salmon.
That's where they're hunting. Liquid are gonna come in. Oi, mate, you got a license for this camp?
Yeah, we are allowed to fish 10 salmon a week.
Have their fishing license ready to go. Have that ready for presentation.
10
because
king salmon, 10 king Norwegian salmon.
I think Arteezy wants more than just 10 a week. How many CS does he have? Just
You
taking
are
a peek.
only allowed 10 a week, RPC. I'm so sorry.
He got 375 CS. He's eaten way more than 10 salmon, but Liquid, they're smoked up. It's time for the examination of the campsite here. And Fly, he actually got caught by the Stormcrafter of all things. That's what canceled his Blink Dagger. So he's gonna end up Stormcrafter canceling the Blink. That's incredible. Small opening from Liquid, but they will be able to evict the squatters that were Shopify Rebellion. You know what it was? You know, Arteezy just really loves those cliffs. Made the rest of Shopify camp around them.
The man has some date, on the cliff I think once every season it happens to him.
It's the destiny, you know? Some would say, Fly, he gets no reign of destiny, but Arteezy's destiny is cliffs. Let's see if they... Where's the buyback here? I suspect that Shopify, they're going to try and be patient, especially with kisses at their disposal. Trying to nuke the wave. They do have the... the toss back! It's really damn good as well. The stuns, they're just going to blow right through Nisha. That is Aegis. Crit as well with a beautiful avalanche to prevent the counter initiation. Black Hole is at the ready. Reload, preemptively used just to make sure he gets out safe and sound. They're setting up. They see that portal from the companion cube. And Insania is probably going to be in for a bit of a rough time. We'll see what Liquid have planned now on the counter initiation. It's a simple little tether away. But Shopify, one toss back from Crit. He's still making the plays. They have repelled Liquid from the high ground.
Temporarily.
Ooh.
They're gonna smoke out. Let's
They
see.
smoke up. And Nisha's just
Saber
disconnected from the rest of the team.
Saberlight is going to have to show his
Alright,
midnight
in
pulse
good
Black
position
Hole.
here. They seize the Tiny on the ward as well. Nikkei thinking about making the jump on in,
Zai?
but they found
He's in
Zai
trouble.
yet again in the river. The stuns. No, he gets off the cheese in the nick of time, but Arteezy saves.
Two-man
There's the
Black Hole.
Black Hole. It's on the two. It's a thing of beauty as well. Nikkei, he's going down to Arteezy, but he doesn't really have enough damage that fast enough. The Hex is going to be now reflected at the very least. A secondary one as well, thanks to, I believe, the Refresher Shard, and that's our tour down. Liquid now continuing to run over this fight as Fly is going to be ran down and finished off by the auto attacks. 2 buybacks? No, just the 1 buyback. I can't believe Zai made it out of that one alive. Shopify Rebellion, now they're going to have to buy back here, at least on the Ursa. This is a game-ending threat.
There is no Black Hole.
Pardon
Where
me,
is your refresher?
I believe it was Insania who had tethered Zai who committed the cheese.
Yeah, that was a cheese. That's 2 cheeses just now.
They had 2 cheeses. Right, now they're going to go bottom. Shopify used to have 2 lanes with barracks. Now they're going to have only 1.
Yeah.
As the Fortify does come out. Abed doing what he can, but not yet
Oh,
really
they
at
found
that
Crit.
level 25. They did find Crit. It's a huge jump. He does have buyback, though. Vacuum did whiff from Zai. 25-second opening here, but Saberlight does not have enough money. He just fought back, not anywhere close to the Refresher Orb anymore, Winter. Liquid. See how much more they want to push here. Maybe for the Megas? Maybe for the game? What's the call here? The call seems to be for the throne. There is no Fortify anymore from the side of Shopify. McKay, a little bit left, a lot of it left actually on this Eye of the Storm, and Nisha as well with the Diabolic Edict, really getting to work. 5 seconds left now until RTZ respawns, but he's going to come back without any tier 4 towers by the looks of things. This is now coming out as there's going to be the buyback out from Crit. Saberlight trying to stop whoever he can find, but it's only going to be on to Mickey, who's immediately going to look to turn. RTZ finding an opening, the bash, hoping he's disarmed. BKB now is going to go on through, but he's actually hit by the Lasso. Fly not in position to save him, finally able to hit him with that Dispel as Zai, deep behind enemy lines, drops the wall. That'll slow RTZ to a crawl, but it's Nisha and Mickey forcing Shopify back into the fountain. For now, Shopify, everyone alive. The buyback out from Crit, and they're immediately back onto the Ancient. That's now the dieback of Crit. Nisha lifted by the Yule Scepter as Mickey kiting around Arteezy. Zai looking to shut down this game as Shopify Rebellion throwing whatever they have left. But the Ancient, it's going down. Liquid, they're going to be able to take game number 1 at this rate. Shopify doing whatever they can. That's all the buybacks left in the tank, with the throne undefended will fall. Liquid will take game number 1 over Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, what a game, you know. Like Shopify played a flawless first 20 minutes, but Liquid played a flawless 21 to minute 40. So it's not how you start, but it's how you finish.
It'd be like that in Dota, huh? I mean, the first 28 minutes, it's just gonna be a Crit highlight reel, isn't it? He did everything perfectly here.
I mean, I really after a game after the start, you definitely deserve to win the game. But that's just how Dota is, you know. Sometimes you just have to suck it up and just, even though you did what you could, you had a perfect start, you still can't win the game. You just have to accept it. I mean, it just came down like I feel like it came down to like the black hole, like a couple of black holes miss, and his itemization. You know, I feel like just needed to rush the refresher instead of getting the Lotus Orb.
You needed to be greedy. You called it greedy, though. Oh, sorry, for Zai, is it? Wait, who? What, Lotus Orb on who? Sorry.
Oh, the Lotus Orb on Enigma. I think he should just get a refresher right away.
He didn't go for the Lotus Orb, though. He went for the BKB.
Yeah, BKB, Blink, and Lotus. He had Lotus on Enigma.
We did, pardon me if my Dota was glitched. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fair enough, actually, on that point.
I mean, these are all these are the first fights. This is the first time I think Liquid won a fight. The Black Hole wasn't too good. He was impatient, and they lost the fight. But 3 heroes died, and this is when Liquid start to actually recuperate and come back into the game. And they also lost a gem, you know, in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, losing the gem is just the cherry on top of the perhaps Sunday, so to speak. Decent Black Hole here and a good fight overall for the side of Shopify, but you know, unable to really convert this into like the late game that they really needed. The buybacks come through, and Liquid, you know, forced them basically to capitulate after this one, after they threatened for the game and just outfight Shopify.
Yeah, I think
without the Black Hole, you know, the Tiny, he was great for the first 30 minutes of the game, but without the Black Holes being on point, or having 2 of them at least, there just wasn't enough AoE. It felt like this Razor, this lack of damage, lack of control. I think the Ursa could have pumped out the damage. He had the Oracle to back him up, but it was just these heroes were running around uncontrolled in the fights constantly.
Yeah, I mean, just a very typical problem with Shopify. You know, they're just so good in the early game, so damn good. You know, everything they're doing in the early game is just perfect. You know, you can't even find a fault if you try to look at the replay 10 times, so there's nothing wrong in the first 20 minutes, you know. But minute 21, the clock passes the middle point, and that's where everything starts to roll back, you know. All the good work in the early game starts to get undone, you know. Saberlight is sweating, you know. Oh no, I need to make space for Arturo. I need to go Black Hole. Then he misses a Black Hole. He's impatient. Things fall apart. And then he's scared.
Contest the Roche,
and then he's like, oh no, I have to buy a Lotus Orb. I need to protect RTZ. But in actual fact, he just needs to be the Giga Chat, buy the refresher, and carry the game.
There it is. That's the coach talk that Winter would give here if he was the coach of Shopify Rebellion. We'll see what Bulba has in mind for the boys as Shopify will be beaten back in game one after a phenomenal opening. But Liquid, like you said, they play the better 28 last minutes, and it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish in the game of Dota 2. We're going to see now how teams get off to a start in game 2 of our best of 2 group stage series. Stick around, Seek and Strike and Winter on the call with you guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back after a short break for game number 2.
Progress is a race that has no end. After every finish line, another challenge awaits. How can we continue to push innovation in a sport at the forefront of technology? This is how. Discover how Aramco and the Aston Martin Formula One team aim to meet Formula One's sustainable fuel targets. Aramco, powered by How.
الحياة لحن، ولأننا جزء من مقطوعة عظيمة تحركنا، تلمسنا، تصنع من لحظاتنا ذكريات بديعة. لأن الوجبة، التجربة، المغامرة يعطيك بعد جديد في هيلتون الرياض.
All new Honor Magic 5 Pro. Freeze even fleeting emotions in just milliseconds. Take marvelous night shots with lightning-fast exposure. The display reveals more details in bright areas with an astonishingly long battery life that just keeps going. The latest flagship chipset brings you exceptional performance. Unleash the power of magic. Honor Magic 5 Pro.
Welcome back, everyone. Riyadh Masters 2023 group stage resumes now as we are about to wrap our second day of the aforementioned group stage. I'm Seeking Strike, and joining me is Winter. Winter, I believe we have one more full day of group stage together, don't we, right? Yeah, we've got one more full day, so still a number of games to be played. But after this loss, Shopify Rebellion, I don't want to say shaking in their boots, considering it is Team Liquid, but they got to start finding some wins here. It's not looking so amazing for them right now.
A lot of fundamental problems, when it comes to the mid game. They seem to not know what they need to do as a unit. How are they supposed to play the map? Who is supposed to farm? They look confused, like a bunch of lost kids in the woods. They run into the house with the candy, like Hansel and Gretel.
Right. Not a
And
lot of
they
moves to be made at that point for
can
them.
we eat this house? And they get tricked. They walk into the house because the granny invited them in, and then there you go. Game's over.
Game's over just like that. Yeah, I mean, not sure. I believe the scorecard I had wasn't fully up to date, but it seems like their standing is a little bit better than I had initially given them credit for. But still, I think a team of this caliber is going to be looking for another win here as they progress into game number 2. They've yet to actually find a 2-0 decisive win against Liquid now after losing game 1. Of course, that'll be impossible. They're 2-0'd by BB Team. And the rest of their opponents, Asters, Secret, and Talon Esports, no real lightweights in there
10
either,
seconds
right? So
remaining.
I wouldn't say there's any free wins here. And if you're going to go
5
the
seconds remaining.
execration method of never winning any games in your best of 2 group stage, well, didn't really work
Radiant
out for them
team
all year long.
Hey,
Didn't work out for them in
firing
play-ins.
shots at SEA.
Come on, I mean, I'm doing it to get Shopify motivated. They gotta light it up now. It's got to start working.
Yeah, can you motivate Abed's Snapfire?
He got close.
it's-
He was
it's
motivating to
banned.
me.
It's banned. You don't need
banned.
to do it anymore. Okay, they banned
10
Rubik,
seconds
they banned
remaining.
Snapfire. Time for Saber Light to play
5
some
seconds
Enigma
remaining.
again. I just feel like he's scared, like some games he's going to Giga Chat, and then PZ can't have enough space to farm. And some games he's playing too much for the team. The last game he had an identity crisis after buying Blink, BKB, and obviously he started the game out with a vessel. All he
Right.
needed to do after that is just understand that the only way they win a team fight and secure the game is with the black hole. So he just needs to get refresher so he can fill one time.
Do you think Shopify and I guess more specifically Saberlight will have similar issues, that identity crisis as you call it, on a hero like the Timbersaw, considering that he kind of just has the one build he usually goes for?
Timber is pretty difficult.
Hmm.
You only
Explain,
can
elaborate.
play. You only can play the hero. I mean, you can play the hero different ways. Obviously, you can fight some games, but overall, to abuse the hero, I think you need to
5
be able to
seconds
play him
remaining.
like a core, like a carry. So you buy Sage Kaya. You start with a Vanguard first, and then you go Sage Kaya. Then after that, you can go Octarine Core. You go for all the builds that allow you to do damage in the fights. But I do feel like after the nerfs to Timber, some of the games I think that you should buy the pipe if your team needs you to buy it.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a number of Timbers quite reluctant to do that, though, right? So that's why you do bring that up. It seems like it's never been.
Why
too
do you
preferred.
want to do it when you can be the boss in the game? That's what they always feel. I'm owning.
so.
I'm having a good lane. I'm a universal
10 seconds
hero.
remaining.
Which universal hero wants to buy pipe? None of them. They only buy pipe
5
because
seconds
the coach is yelling at them. Can you please buy a pipe, please? For God's sake, buy a pipe, please. Can you buy it?
Well, we'll see if that'll end up being what Bulba says immediately following the draft. For now, Shopify revealing 2 cores here, and it's extremely likely that's the Arteezy hero, of course, on the carry Naga. So 4 and 8 on 2 cores. Winter, how are you feeling about that? And what do you think Liquid have to respond with?
Partner, pick partner, lion,
Partner.
counter the Naga. Those are
The
the hero-
illusion counter. You're
Yeah.
looking for...
5
Ah, but I guess you can't really go with a primal anymore, can you?
I guess you still
Mid,
can because you
maybe?
put primal mid. Yeah, you can still pick primal. Primal is I feel the hero is busted. You know, the hero is actually so strong.
Right.
Like the fact that you can pulverize a BKB hero, that's too much. That is too much.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, I mean, that could prove to be troublesome here. We'll see what they consider in the bans. First, I mean, the Darkseer just has to go, right? Zai played a pretty decent game, but it's more about the threat that it now has against when you do play the Naga Siren. Fortunately, Grimstroke is like unpickable these days. I think they really messed with
Please
his
don't
ultimate.
remind me of that hero. That hero
Yeah,
is
just real
gone.
bad, real
He's
bad.
gone from the game. His laning
10
phase is
seconds
non-existent. He's too slow. He is
5
useless.
seconds remaining.
He's not very good. No, I mean, I'm gonna be forced to agree with you there, and the stats support you.
He's
Um,
one of the 18 heroes uncontested so far, right?
I believe we're
Six.
not. I believe we're not quite at 18. Let me go ahead and hit this with a refresh real quick. 18 heroes, actually, you are correct, and he is certainly one of them. No other hero really surprised me. I guess the Witch Doctor is a little bit surprising. The
Why?
AA, no one's
Why?
Do
Do you want to see some core witch doctor?
No, I want to see Witch Doctor back in the support, but I think his problem is his cast ranges just feel awful once you leave the laning stage, and that's all we need to say about it. Omni Knight carry as well. We haven't yet seen at this event, Winter.
Omni
so,
Knight carry?
yeah, just taking a free shot while I can. We won't see the Bloodseeker either here for the side of Shopify, as that's going to be another hero they yet go to remove. And the Legion Commander, who can excel in lane against Naga, especially when Naga really wants to go for the mirror image build, as most Nagas do, so they can actually farm. Legion does kind of shut that down pretty easily. So heads up, bans here from Shopify, but bans all focused at really protecting the Naga Siren, aren't they?
Yeah, they're banning the cores, so the supports are available. The Pugna, the Lion, those are very, very juicy heroes right now. I think because you have a Bat Rider, I think maybe it's better to have a Lion and Bat Rider duo rather than a Pugna Bat Rider duo. Because then you have more catch in your arsenal, and you have the burst when he lassos a target.
Radiant team pick.
There's the
Alright.
Primal. I mean, it just is a good hero, right?
Yeah, good
would you
hero
con-
against Naga. Pretty decent against the Timber Saw.
Ah, yes, the classic. Liquid actually banned it out in their
When
in their
in
last
doubt,
game.
pick Storm.
Pick the Storm for Abed and give him the gas station. Give him the Coddle. As Pugna heavily
Is
nerfed
Coddle
33.
even like a gas station? He's more like just a snack, right? A sandwich, you know. Tea time, you're
Yeah.
hungry, you need like a small bite. Okay, here you go, a chakra magic.
That's true. That's true. I mean, maybe in that way, like the Wisp can even be a better trickle feed gas station. But I mean, you do want something to still accelerate the Storm's game, considering your other core is the Naga Siren. So Shopify will, go back to basics. The Storm pick comes out immediately in response here to that
This is a
Primal Beast.
liquid special, the CM. They really like picking CM into Naga. Like CM is good against Naga because you can use your freezing field in the team fights and you clear out the illusions, and because you get armor from freezing field, it's oftentimes difficult for the Naga to kill you with right clicks. So this hero is very, very good against Naga, and Frostbite against the Storm. That's also very high value. The issue with this hero is her laning phase is a lot weaker at the moment, so you're gonna have to rely on your core to help you out in the lane, because CM is always very reliant on the laning phase going well for her. She's a very snowball support. You don't want to go into a weak lane, For example, like if you are laning with say CM and what's a weak lane? CM and Morphling. That's a terrible lane,
Right.
for CM.
Yeah, because she kind of just gets ran down. Like
Yeah.
that is a threat that she has.
You want lanes that can kill the opponent.
That's where she excels on the aggressive. Because otherwise, like she's got no HP, very little move speed, and made out of paper.
I
so-
swear, if they nerf her move speed again, I'm done with the hero. One more time.
It's
I
the
can't, my heart can't take it anymore.
most sane
I
Crystal
refresh-
Maiden player.
I refresh the patch log and I'm like, no, please. No CM. I click on CM. No, not
Not
again.
not
No,
again,
no,
not again.
no.
Her
Why?
base strength -2. What? Ice Frog, why? Yeah, I
Apparently, she
mean,
has a very high win rate in pubs. That
she is pretty strong. Yeah, she tends to, like you say, like in these kill kind of lanes, which I feel like a lot of pubs tend to more just
10
naturally
seconds remaining.
build for strong lanes. Just because it's easier to
5
snowball from
seconds
there. She
remaining.
does tend to be a little bit overpicked, I think. But excited to see her in the hands of almost certainly Insania here. This Bat Rider likely to be another support, so that support duo. We'll see how that one goes. And interesting Necro ban here. I
It's
guess, I mean,
very good
always,
against the Naga in the lane, and good against
yeah,
the
yeah.
Timber.
Okay.
Because they are expecting Brute to be like probably a safe lane carry. And right now, Crit, what is Crit gonna play? Like looking at the lineup, they need like ideally a position 4 hero that can initiate. So they're still Tiny, there's Spirit Breaker, what else? Rubik's Band, Disruptor's Band, Cloudwork's Band. Yeah, I mean at least those two are available,
Team
Tiny and
Liquid's
Spirit
turn to
Breaker.
ban.
There's
What,
definitely options for him.
yeah, what else he would want to really consider? I mean, both of those seem realistic options. Anything more you'd want against this Broodmother that's in Crit's wheelhouse? I mean, he has been playing
10
the
seconds
Clinks a couple of times. I don't know if you really want to go for a Clinks this game.
5 seconds
No,
remaining.
I think no.
Okay.
It's too greedy, And Clinks and Keeper of the Light support duo. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Other than
No
that,
stun Dota.
he's played a bit of the Skywrath Mage so far in this tournament. But I think that is suffering from the same problem
this
you
game.
just noted.
Not,
Yeah.
not this game.
Radiant
I think
than that, I think-
Alliance a reasonable option. But I
Yeah,
like Spirit Breaker the most because you need somebody to hunt the spider down. I mean,
gives
I
you pretty
guess you already
consistent
have Storm.
lockdown.
I guess you already have Storm to
movement.
deal with the Brood.
But well, I actually I think you're right. You can probably use another backliner here, and it's the Veno.
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
not a fan of the Veno, are you?
No. What Venom is position 5, so it's a +4 Keeper of the Light, I guess.
I assume so. So it's crit on the Coddle and then
10
fly on the
seconds
Veno
remaining.
with the Naga Siren. I assume they just the goal is to just make this Broodmother's
5
lane hell because
seconds
Naga
remaining.
is amazing into the Broodmother. Like she completely kicks the spider out of the lane. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it's Shopify just highly prioritizing the laning phase. I personally feel like the lanes were already strong enough and they just needed to go for somebody that has
Choose your
catch.
hero.
And right now, okay, a watery, slippery hero. You have no stuns apart from Electric Vortex.
Right. A heavily nerfed Electric Vortex at that, especially in the early levels.
Yeah, Morphling against Timber, so even though they nerfed the Aglim stat still,
By 25%, by the way.
it is still good. I swear, it's still good.
It's still good, but I just want everyone to temper their expectations. If you're just coming back from, I don't know, joining this match randomly from the morph we saw at Bali, but they took the stat gain from 40% to 15% on Universal Heroes. So temper your expectations, but it is still really good.
Some may say 15% is still too much. Too much.
I think those would be the Universal Hero lovers like yourself, Winter. On this 5 Veno, though, you're not feeling it here. Is it the support duo, or is it just the fact that you think Shopify are focusing too much on getting this Naga Siren
Too
started?
much for the lanes and not a lot of synergy. When you have Timbersaw on your team, he wants his teammates to have stun, so they set up for Timber to kill. And Venom has no stuns. Keeper of Light has no stuns. You have Electric Vortex. That is it. And obviously, people are gonna rage at me if I say, "Oh, Naga has a net."
It's true. Yep.
Yeah, but that's not the main thing. You want some Earthshaker, you want some AoE stun, so your Timber can go in and burst heroes, and that is what Venom doesn't provide you with.
Yeah, lots of damage, lots of DOTs. The slows in the early game can be very impactful, and of course, you always have those Plague Wards for the Vision, which is going to make, of course, Fox's game a bit more difficult once he does get that Blink Dagger. But yeah, I mean, I'm always big on the support duos. I think this one leaves a little bit to be desired. Shopify Rebellion, but it should be good in the lanes. And I have no idea what Zaya is going to be able to get accomplished this game. This Naga lane, I mean, even without the Veno, is difficult on its own. Oxy, I mean, do you just dodge the lane here? Do you go for some laning shenanigans early on? Maybe you throw Insania down here to ease things up a bit into the Naga?
I like that idea. CM likes to lane against Naga. I think that's probably gonna be what they do here. You have the Bear Rider with the morphing. I think that makes a lot of sense because Bear Rider can be more of a body compared to a Crystal Maiden morphing lane. Remember, we just talked about a lane CM morphling. Oh, that's not a lane you want.
That's not a lane you want. And then Liquid go, actually, Winter, that's a lane.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't.
Morphling sees Timber. I want to be Timber too, you know. I can kill the Timber.
The battle begins.
Give me some pure damage.
Off with a couple of auto attacks out from Crit. But it does seem like CM will be heading down bottom here, so looks like that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Oh, Insania! Surprise!
Blood Grenade, TPing away.
Oh, that is a sad TP.
TP to lane. Of course, not a whole lot of HP on this maiden hero, so even if she's only at, a third HP, a bit less, she'll have enough eventually.
It's probably better to die there, actually.
Really? For first blood even for the Naga?
Yeah, I mean, right now, what can you do? Yes,
I guess so.
He only has 2 Novas remaining because of the Mango.
He's just parked these illusions here, and now he'll finally sick them onto Insania. They were just parked. Not microing at all, focused on securing those first early CS in this lane already. I think we're going to start to see signs of why this one is not really favorable for someone like Broodmother. Top lane, though, it does leave, plenty of magic damage and harass into the Saberlight Timbersaw. I mean, look, I'll bring it up now, Winter, but I do want to come back when we get to that stage of the game. But this support duo particularly, in order to get that momentum going in the mid game, I am also a bit dubious of that. With the Storm Spirit, maybe there's moves to be made there, but it requires Abed to have a good lane. So we'll see how that starts to get going. For now, first couple of waves, pretty good for him. No complaints, I think, to be had.
He's gonna have a good early start. Storm against a melee hero, just a fun lane for Storm Spirit in general. And later he has the Chakra Magic to boost his game. So I feel like the Storm, regardless, is set up for success here.
Boost his game and boost his farm.
Oh,
we'll look now for a kill. Yeah, onto Insania. Yeah, I think he's going to go down. RTC securing it with the auto attack underneath the tower. Now has the Venomous Gale, so he's got to stay pretty close to tower here to make sure he doesn't also get gone on.
In the end, he still died first blood, You see?
I mean, yeah, but he didn't give that bonus gold earlier to RTZ.
I know. I know,
you're just trolling.
Oh, no.
They're going to go for another kill.
Insania.
He just TP'd back in. Oh, nice surround here as well on the Naga illusion. It is not a welcome gift. Zai trying to find the deny, I believe. He's going to be left empty-handed there as well.
Oh,
Aiden
no,
walking back to lane, still level 1.
CM, this is not what you want as CM. I mean, this is all because of the fight.
No, are they actually just going to kill Zai as well? Okay, they cannot. The Silken Bola missing on that auto attack. 9 stick charges. Zai was okay. He was fine.
Yeah, but he's going to have a hard time farming right now. And his first CM is walking back to the lane with 280 move speed.
Swift as the wolves of Ice Rack.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Ooh, I think he just barely got out of range of that Venomous Gale in time. He will be A-okay as Insania does return to the lane to make sure that they take care of those illusions. Top lane, once again, Timbersaw, or rather Saberlight on one of these heroes that can get action. Twin-gate action.
I need to help my CM.
Yeah, but he's RTZ. He's already eaten the Lotus here. Fly might be in for a bit of a rough time here, as it seems like he will go down with Boxy collecting on that kill.
It's an expensive kill. CM has no mana, no blood grenade left, and then you only kill the battle. So
she is at least level 2 though. Yep. And finally has the opportunity to unblock the camp here. So can look to try and make Zai's lane that much easier with some creep tools.
4-minute rune. Let's go.
Gonna go to Liquid and Boxy pretty much uncontested. As Boxy already rotating over to this mid lane. Crit has spent a little bit of time already stacking, so we'll keep our eye on that Radiant Triangle for the stacks. Oh, is Abed just... No, he's not just dead. He's unable to tank that tier 1 tower this early on.
Thank you.
And how is Saberlight doing here? 17 to 5, Morphling is 23 to 3, so Morphling is still getting ahead in terms of the CS, but Timber is still trying to keep up.
Yeah, and I reckon he won't have too much of a difficult time. 2 points in the reactive armor now on top of the Ring of Health. So I don't really think Mikke is going to be able to harass him out of lane. The question is, of course, outright clicking him with that insane base damage that the Morphling has and can play with. Seems like Liquid, they've done well to play with the lanes to make sure, you know, at least the Morphling's going to have a decent start. I think that my next question for them is, you know, come Power Rune timing, what are you going to do to try and stop this Storm from becoming just a menace? The Twin Gate rotation, Oxy is going to have to wait for Roche to go through. He's going to make yet again another play for this bottom lane. They're already setting up. Actually, this time the targets are TZ. Crit at the ready there with the Blinding Light. Did not catch Boxy, however. Maybe they weren't expecting him. Zai is falling and will go down. TZ actually collecting the kill with the illusions, but Liquid fighting for more now as the supports taking on each other. Just slow to a crawl here, though. That poison sting really ruining things for him. Is now Insania might be in some trouble. Going for the TP out. The supports lack the right-click damage. Once again, it's another support.
Wait, is he gonna die?
Boxy's not gonna deny him.
Insania?
Yep, he's gonna die.
Oh my god, that is so sad for CM, man. Now he has no TP again, and Zai.
No TP, and
Where's
they're
my
gonna look
support?
again for
Where's my
Zai. The
maiden?
Blinding Light is gonna make this typical insatiable hunger in just a second, Winter, but it's not gonna make a difference. Now Zai has no TP. All right, Nisha, don't worry. The boss is coming. He's got all this strength gain, and on the Primal Beast as well. Nisha, he's gonna come flex some muscle down bottom, or just plant the ward. He's here. He's ready to kind of stop this lane from snowballing into something even worse.
This is really, really bad for the CM Brood lane. Both of them are going to be so far behind. So Nisha has to go overtime. He has to try to somehow find a rotation right now, like doing a good amount of damage onto Abed with his spells, and has a regen rune that he just picked up, so he's going to be able to regain the mana easily. TP score 20 seconds, so they have to play a bit safe on the sidelines until the Primal has the TP ready again.
Well, there's level 6 now for Saberlight, so he can actually start being a little bit more threatening into the face of Mikke. But I think the strength of this Timbersaw pick has already more or less paid off, right? It's freed up Fly as well as Crit to just kind of rotate around the map, start stacking the camps, refill Abed's mana, you know, fight down bottom. And ultimately what this has led to is just, and as we more or less expect, very under-farmed Broodmother.
Yeah, he's gonna have to play catch up at this point. Like, he has to just wait for Nisha to rotate and try to get some kills on his lane. That's not much he can actually do right now as a Brood, but just sit and chill, you know. Sometimes when you're behind, you just have to accept that you are behind and just be patient about things. Forcing things.
They catch that, yeah. Beautiful smoke break by Crit. He had the ward up, so he's going to break this smoke. And Saberlight is going to also play quite defensively. Worse off for wear there onto the Timber. But they ended up catching that smoke just barely with the Observer ward they have placed down, pardon. So that smoke gank is stopped in its tracks.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Abed still has a DD rune, so let's see what he can actually do with it. He's the only stun they have right now on this team. So they're gonna be relying on him heavily to make rotation successful, so you can see like the supports just hugging around him at the moment.
Thor is able to get out of the way of a potential death. I'm not sure how he ended up there. I guess he just pushed the wave and then went through the twin bait to continue farming up top. It's a pretty cool move. Oxy's going to give chase through the twin gate, so there might be some action down bottom here, but here's a rather hard kill here. Support still in the mid lane with the DD rune active. Abed he's starting to make some pretty quick work of the tower, and I really just don't think Liquid are in a position to defend against this. The slow siege will take down the tier 1.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower
huge
has fallen.
trade-off here for Shopify. I mean, I say trade-off, but they didn't actually
Win.
give anything away
Yeah.
for Liquid. It's just a straight-up win.
Are we going to see the same thing here where Shopify play a phenomenal 20, 25, maybe even 28 minutes, and then Liquid just, do the right moves during those 18, 20, 29 minutes and eventually come back and take the game? Like, what signs would lead us into that all too familiar kind of direction, Winter?
We'll find out soon. Depends on how the Storm is going to play the next couple of minutes. Because the Timber is definitely going to want to sit at top, to farm, So everything that's going to happen is going to be centered around Abed on the Storm Spirit. That's why you can see Creed is already babysitting him 24/7 top lane. I just got back to the lane, says Saberlight.
Saberlight, he's going to be taken down. Artur in a wild goose chase here for Boxy, who's going to try and deny himself, but those creeps are sleeping. Will not be roused by the little Bat Rider auto attack there. Okay, kill for a kill. Obviously, a little bit more money into the pockets of Artur, but some pressure, and most importantly, space for Zai, who does now have the Spiderling army amassed, and he's going to be able to farm a little bit more effectively here.
Radiant structures are
I mean, you see
fortified.
the supports of Shopify. The moment Abed decides that I want to farm, they don't really have anyone to play with. They're going to teleport the Venom in. Abed,
He's playing with this Arcane Rune as well. That's going to be the noxious play, but they just don't have a stun here. Not enough damage for him to take down the fountain. Not even close, Winter. That occult bracelet, 10% magic resist. Thank you very much. There's Nisha.
Dire's
Sure.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, that's the problem with Venom and Keeper of the Light. No stuns. So
Runs.
they're going to have to just try to accept it and play the map. They have to keep farming. Because Venom is good at farming jungle, so you just have to abuse it. Same goes for Kotal. And you try to use your network to fix the problem that you have.
Yep.
No catch.
That boy crit, turn that Vit booster into the basher. Get that Abyssal Blade up and running. We saw during the Bali Major. But no, okay. The support's looking to rotate top lane along with Abed. They'll find the courier of Mickey, but I think they'll be hard-pressed to find the man himself.
Is under attack.
Since his mighty mind.
Bot lane, RTZ. Oxy's here.
Does not have the points for Song either. He's not saving any skill points, but Abed rotating in, puts down Boxy. That'll scare away Zai. Unfortunately, that'll stop any sort of push in its tracks as well.
Is under attack.
Saberlight, after Abed was poking around in this top lane, may be able to get a little bit more aggressive and finally take down this tier 1 tower, especially with Abed returning through the gate. Another little bit of lag. Oh, all right, come on, boys. There it is. Good job, Saberlight. Mid lane, Fly is probably going to die. I assume just a quick little pulverize. There's no TP on the Storm Spirit. I think he's just going to go down. Let's get off the Gale. That'll severely reduce the amount of damage that this Trample does with Pulverize. Does come through. No stuns on the Coddle to really stop this as Fly. He actually lives through it. A little bit of a fortuitous pause timing there. I think allowed him to make sure he guaranteed got off the Gale. Alive there. Now a shield rune for Nisha. All right, so you're going to have a, 2,700 effective HP, a bit higher. Primal Beast running around in these fights. Is this something for Liquid to fight off of, or they just have to play it like last game and just wait, basically, for their time?
No, I think the Primal is he's a very powerful hero in this stage of the game. He should definitely use the runes to kick people out of the top and bot lanes, the side lanes, and help the Brute and the Morphling to solidify their position in the game. And Morphling is gonna have like a pretty good target to turn into the Timber Sword. So I feel like the Morphling has definitely a lot of potential this game. The Brute is like he had a bad laning phase, but so far he's already recovered. Looking at the net worth right now, 5.6k net worth. I feel like she's just as good as
just
Mew.
fine. Yeah, I mean, and it looks like on this push, the tower will go down. Shopify don't seem interested to defend the tier 1 tower. So, mission accomplished. A couple minutes late, considering the start that Zai had. Shopify, what they make out of it, of course, is, quite a farm Naga Siren. Artur is already basically got the Manta style ready to go. His courier notwithstanding, but everything's looking pretty good. Shopify will rotate and farm their way back down bottom. Liquid respond well. They will retreat and farm their way on back. And Pendulum, that is the farming mechanism of Dota, swings back and forth again. Shopify aiming to disrupt it now with the smoke. Nisha, shields are inactive. We'll see if they can stop what's going on. Likely not here. We'll see. Aiden nearby will connect onto the frostbite. Okay, lasso on through as well. Abed in trouble. Oh, wow, the crowd control is perfect. The pulverize will take down Abed. Only 2 supports down for that in exchange for Liquid, so a very good trade for them, all things considering.
Yeah, but losing a Storm there is not ideal, you know, for Shopify Rebellion. Like Storm needs to keep scaling, keep getting items. Like he needs to be getting the hacks this game, you know, because they don't really have a lot of stuns. So he needs to have a very good game. If you don't have catch, the morphing is gonna get to a point where he's just gonna be such a big problem in the team fights. That was a pretty good ulti there by Insania.
Oh yeah, it was. I mean, him rejoining that fight as well. I want to even commend Boxy's use of the Flaming Lasso, even if it's just effective for the stun, right? Allows the Primal Beast the time to really get in position, do his damage, and prepare the trample. It was really, really effectively done there from Liquid. Definitely showing why, you know, they are easily top 3 material. I would echo your sentiments on that for sure.
And Zai is gonna get a BKB very, very soon, you know. So he's gonna be ready to join his team at the moment. As Morphing still needs a couple more items, you know. He's gonna get the Manta soon, but after that he's gonna be thinking of whether he gets the Axe next, or he wants to get the Lincolns to make sure that he doesn't get caught out by the Storm. So he's still gonna have to get his next couple of items, so he's gonna be busy wanting to farm. Whereas Liquid, they're gonna be wanting to play around the Brute and the Primal Beast, since the Primal is gonna have a BKB up soon. So the double BKB timings on Liquid is gonna be very huge.
All right. I mean, especially with all the magic damage, right, that Shopify have.
Yeah, what can you do against the BKBs? Nothing.
Yeah. We're just going for the Butterfly next. Take a look at the builds. Usually you see... I'm seeing most Nagas in this tournament of 8 games have tended to prefer Manta first, which Artur's nailed that, into Heart and then Butterfly. Do you see a reason in particular why he wants to go Butterfly first?
Normally when you go Butterfly, you are thinking about ending the game. Hitting the buildings and ending the game, and I'm not sure if that's the case here. I mean, the Butterfly is great against the right clicks of Brood, the right clicks of the Morphling, but I do feel like getting like the Heart is better for the team fight, so we get a Lasso to Fly.
Lasso and a quick pick off there as Fly will fall to Mickey. Nice jump in there. I believe that would have been Boxy's Blink reveal if I'm not mistaken. Well, that's going to be effective at shutting down the push that was heading top. Abed and company will have to look elsewhere for a little bit more farm. I mean, he's even starting to get a little bit territorial here. He's starting to butt heads with Artur. This might lead to action in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, you know one thing the Butterfly would do for Naga is it will help you farm faster compared to getting Heart.
Yeah, Heart's for the illusions, right? To make them
team fight, you know.
The team
like
fight.
You're just way stronger in the team fights because you can go in, you go out, you tank for a team, you cast your song, and then you go out, and then you regenerate, then you come back in again.
Abed will find Nisha. Nisha holding on to the BKB charge for now. Will now force it. He's going to go for more. Insania, another pretty decent ulti there into the pulverize. Another combo that they just nail here on the side of Liquid, and Abed, he's dead again. It's the same thing. I mean, Liquid, look, I commended them on the first one. I'll do it again, but at this point, if Shopify, they don't make that combo any harder, I'm gonna run out of compliments for Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get what they are trying to do here, being so aggressive. I feel like they already got the whole map to farm. They're gonna force a TP out of Foxy. And the next natural thing to do is after you get the map is try to plan how you can get Roche. You already have a Solar Crest on the Venomancer. So
could this be Abed kind of struggling to really connect with his supports? Though we were talking about obviously the kind of lack of synergy here between the Coddle and
think
Venom.
It's the lack of direction in the team. You know, after winning the early game, they just struggle to find their next couple of moves. You know what they should do. Sometimes I feel like you don't have to do anything. Just farm, control the map, and go get Roche. It's just as simple as that. You know, instead of like. They were trying to be very aggressive all the time.
Artur, he is in some trouble. And just dead.
No.
Nope, he's just dead. Smoke play out from Liquid. We'll find him. He stopped at the Lotus Pool for a quick dip, and that ended up And instead of TPing out anyway, maybe an alternative for him. The death of him. Lotus. Sorry, make that not Lotus. Boxy pulling back at least Saberlight for a bit with the S and Y. The Kaya and Sans rather. Doesn't last very long. Mickey. This is without the Ag Scepter, so not as many stats stolen. Saberlight canceled his TP. Shopify making the call to fight here as Abed does show up, fly. He's going to fall now to the waveform of Mickey as now Nisha chasing Saberlight out of this fight. We'll be able to catch him now with that Pulverize. Nisha easily tanking through that Chakram. It barely even does anything to him there. Abed still pretty full on the mana now as Nisha will be falling a bit lower now, popping the BKB. The root now onto Abed. And no, Winter, not again.
I have seen
Liquid.
this story 3 times in a row. The same movie.
It's like that's how many times Liquid lost to Gaming Gladiators in finals in the majors.
Radiant
It's
structures
incredible.
are fortified.
Episode 1 of Lord of the Rings, Episode 2.
Episode 2, Episode 3,
the
always
Two
the same
Towers,
ending here.
And the Return of the Kings. Frodo always succeeds.
Yeah, that's true. He always that movie doesn't ever change every time I watch it. Hopefully for Shopify it does, as at least this time they finally take down Insania after yet again a third successful kill onto Abed. There's just no save for him.
They just need to go get Rosh, you know? I feel like it's just that simple. You push out the lanes, use your solo quest, get Rosh, put the Aegis on the Storm, then
Is under attack.
play aggressive after that.
Well, the butterfly's up now for Artur.
Yeah, just get Rosh.
So he's
Go for Rosh.
looking a bit more aggressive now here already. Mickey 300 gold shy of finishing up the Ag Scepter. Zai will be jumped by Abed. Silk and Bola making this kill a bit more difficult as Zai forced the BKB and TP away. Will not get the tower. He will save his life. Nisha finding the backline supports here. They're going to try and force the BKB out from him, especially as Artur
It's
is
cool
in the
down.
vicinity. Blood grenade
5
is there.
seconds,
Does not have
Nisha.
cooldown. Right for 3 seconds, and that'll be the death of him. Saberlight jumping in, finding a kill here. His second this game, and a big one on the Nisha.
Yeah, Saberlight still chasing. Yes, a lot
Abed's
of
still
mana.
chasing as well.
No
Abed
detection.
across the Lotus pool. In the meantime, Insania able to evade death for now, but will be caught up with Boxy, making it out alive. Insania will not be as lucky as Saberlight collects now yet again another kill here. The 3-1-1. Arteezy showing up to these fights very confidently. Does end up making quite the difference.
Alright,
here.
they're gonna figure out Rosh. They're gonna figure out Rosh. Nice. And they're finally gonna use the banner to get the Rosh.
Maybe it's because they don't do it that fast. I mean, they absolutely
It's
fast.
pretty fast with Naga. Come on, Solar Quest and Naga.
Yeah,
Look at the Rosh.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I was just looking for a reason, but we'll finally take Roach down.
Stop finding excuses for your NA friends. Sometimes you just have to admit they could have gotten the Rosh a lot
They
earlier.
could have gotten the Roche, but Abed has it now. 21 minutes in, 5-minute Aegis now supporting him as he does go for the Kaya and San. She's actually about to finish that up now. Then immediately into Scythe of Ice number 2 of the team, because Crit has already started his. His will take a while longer, obviously, but Shopify at least aware of the control issues that they have and are looking for ways to amend it.
Yeah, immediately Crit TPs over to Abed. He knows that he just needs to follow him right now. Storm wants to play really aggressive.
Liquid with a D hero, and they might look for a fight here. Boxy immediately making the jump in. Insania, just not in position. I think a bit too far away, out of range, really. Let's
Yeah,
connect on that frostbite.
and they didn't really think about the Kaya and Sange, so you have
True, yeah.
status resist. That's why the Lasso didn't last long enough.
That's a very good point.
Radiant are
A mistake there from Liquid, as for once the ending to this movie is different. Winter. Thank goodness. I'm starting to get bored of it, you know?
That's why it ends at the 3rd episode.
True. Boxy. He's going to be able to evade Abed for now, who simply just has plenty more mana.
no.
Way.
Oh, no.
Way. All right, I mean,
Okay.
that's only the Aegis down. They almost get through Mickey. He does use that Manta Style guy a little bit more time. Mickey falling low. They have the Vessel applied to him, but he's managing to fight through this one pretty effectively. Zai now with Crit falling on the back lines. Arteezy's going to go ahead and pop the Song of the Siren now as he looks to try and isolate this fight. Shopify is still confident they can take it. 5 versus 3. They like those odds. Insania may be the first to fall as they finally get through that Glimmer Cape of his. Everyone else from Liquid safely making it back up to the high ground. That was the Aegis as well out from Shopify.
It's definitely not worth it at all. Morphling is laughing all the way back to base. Now I have my Aghanim's Manta. I am going to be really, really strong, and he's going for the Silver Edge next. So I guess the break is not really that valuable. It's more about like the invis, and you get the crit, you know. So you're gonna do a lot of damage in the fights. Like this item has been really, really good right now because the sentries got nerfed. The supports don't really have sentries all the time, so those invis items are just very, very annoying to deal with.
I think as well, he was morphed into the Timber Saw, I believe. And even though he couldn't really kill the Naga illusions because of the butterfly,
Nisha?
he also had the Ags upgrade, so he was fine there. Nisha does not have BKB, and will just simply die here. Very eerily similar mistake that he just made in the triangle about 3 or 4 minutes ago, which led to the roast in the first place.
Very, very careless there.
It's uncharacteristic of him, as the sentry is going to just miss out here on the... Oh, no, they're going to find it with the second sentry. It's going to be pretty painful here. What was otherwise a really good opening for Liquid after they removed the Aegis is going to result in more map pressure, more control now swinging the way towards Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, I mean, the Naga is already starting to eat up the map, you know. At some point, it's going to be like illusions on all your lanes, cutting out the waves, and you can leave the base. And that's when the Storm is going to be able to have a lot.
He has Scythe of Vice here. I mean, not here. It's actually on his courier. He's got BKB, most importantly, which will allow him to escape for now. We've seen how crucial lack of BKBs have been against this team, though. That's really, I want to say, what keeps Shopify in this game is the BKB downtimes on the side of Liquid. The only thing that they've really not been perfect on here is Shopify, still without the Aegis, do look to hunt. But Scythe of Ice #1 finished in the game, and it's on Liquid side. I just want to reiterate that, Winter. Zai fully recovered, if there's been any question about that, and has now the Scythe. So Scythe #1, but going back for his now, and of course Coddle still quite a ways away from it.
I feel like they should get also another Scythe in the Naga though. I don't really like that he's queuing the Lincolns. I think the game is going to come to a point where I feel like it's already at the point where Liquid's dodging all the time, you know, and they only have one catch on the Storm. So I feel like as the Naga, you also want to itemize catch so that you can actually break the deadlock.
Would you consider an Abyssal ever, or just the Scythe is just a better
Hex
choice
is just
for you?
way better. Abyssal's melee range.
Zai being hunted. He may pay the price here. No BKB for 15 more seconds. Nisha waiting in the trees. He's going to choose not to jump in here.
Yeah,
Has to let his ally die.
You look at RTZ's mana. This is why you want to get the Scythe.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point where you are spamming out these mirror images, these mantas. It's pretty expensive.
Okay, he changed his mind. He's buying Scythe.
Okay,
Nice.
there it is. I think he realized, damn, bro, what the hell? I can't spawn. My mana's gone. I have no mana regen. Crit, and he snaps his fingers. There it is. Gets the mana refill.
Then he gives RTZ the shush. I need to mana the Storm. You're no Storm,
Give
yeah?
mana.
What's the meme again? Storm, I know.
Kotal, give mana. Give mana, Kotal. And Artur.
Get your own mana, Arthur.
Second in line. It's a hard life out here right now in Shopify Rebellion. The mana rations. I mean, look, poor Saberlights had to go all the way back to base. He's like, man, this is some BS. I have a Coddle on my team and I gotta go back to the fountain. Are you freaking kidding me? Even Fly's getting more chakra magics than I am. He will grumble. I mean, he is also going to be building a Scythe of Ice. That'll be Scythe of Ice. Currently #4 queued up on the team. Fly, in the meantime, he's remembered that auras are very good. He's got himself that full Pipe of Insight finished.
So they have aura items, they have catch, they have damage from Timber and Storm and Naga. They have everything they need. Time to go when you get all your Scythe of Ice.
Yeah,
and
I mean, it'll be a while until you get all of them, but those are going to be pretty big moments here, especially into this Morph, who does not really have a defensive item. Like, no Lincolns. There's a couple of Glimmer Capes on his supports, so that might be enough. But
I think he should get either a Lincoln or BKB next. Lincoln's probably the best.
I think he probably wants the damage first, though, right? He's finding the stats, but getting that casual crit from the Crystallis and the Silver Edge end up being a really big difference maker. Nisha will be jumped. Can they blow him up here this quickly? Nearly. On a 30 HP. Oh no, the combo yet again. Not like this. Abed, surely he doesn't go down. Slice the Vice, but saved by the Song of the Siren now. Is the fight about to be reset. Also catching Mickey with this. They're going to focus on Insania first. He's a trivial kill. Nisha without a BKB also falls quite quickly despite the heart of Tarask. Liquid being routed away now from the tier 2 tower as Abed makes the call. They want to try and get through Mickey. He finds a waveform away. The push is relentless. Being pulled back underneath the tier 3 tower is Saberlight, but he's just in a more comfortable position now to take down Mickey. Mickey trying his best. He's morphed into the Timber Saw, but even with the Ags, he's not strong enough. He will go down. Zai now with his BKB active does get Abed out of the fight, but Abed topped up yet again with the Chakra Magic. Insania gonna try and do what he can, but Art's easy. He is unleashed in this game. That is all 3 cores down here, Winter. Shopify Rebellion, they've just blown this game wide open and are ready to do so to the base of Liquid.
Yeah, this time Shopify able to use their advantage from the early game with the right openings, force the high ground, and RTZ is able to right-click the buildings. That's the best thing he wants to do right now. Hit the buildings, get reactors, end the game.
I mean...
Yeah, unfortunately for Mike, he kind of overestimated how strong he was, and his mob is still on cooldown for 1 second. I think he kind of maybe forget to put that into consideration, and he just died right away in the team fight when he went in.
Yeah. Nisha has his BKB up again and will be able to clear through the creeps and the illusions. The damage is nothing to snub your nose at. Liquid certainly with fewer buildings now, although they did not micro the illusions onto the main spare clip, but with 140 HP, those things are going down relatively soon. Not to worry.
Yeah, so off of that win, RTZ changed his mind. So instead of getting a Hex, he went straight to Skadi, which is a good item against the Morphling.
Yeah, that's an item.
He probably feels like since they already break through, so the catch wouldn't be as big of a deal. And Storm almost has the Hex.
Yep, Storm's almost there. Saberlight's almost there as well, actually. He farms these Ancients, and he's got Scythe of Ice #1 for the team. Abed now, he says, hey, let me get my Scythe of Ice. And he has Scythe of Ice #2 for the team, right behind Saberlight. So double Scythe of Ice incoming now against Liquid. You have that full Silver Edge. Ag Scepter on the Morphling now as well. It's been the initiations have been pretty difficult for Liquid, especially when the Song of the Siren is that effective. It catches all 5. Difficult to turn that around when you're Liquid.
Yeah, Saberlight smoke right now. He still has a shield rune for 20% of the remaining time.
Yeah, not too long. I wonder if Liquid are thinking about trying to sneak a Roche here, but it feels pretty difficult, especially now with Shopify having a pretty decent position. And in the lane, once again, Hex #1 onto Nisha. They've lasted the illusion on the side of Liquid. Shopify Rebellion, they're going to go ahead and let things settle now as they look for engagement #2. There's Scythe of Ice #2, this time onto Zai. He does receive a little bit of assistance now from his allies. The Song of the Siren, it's going to reset this one in a major way. BKB available for Nisha, but Zai will expire, and he is minced meat. That's a dieback for him. Aiden as well has been found and killed in the trees as Mickey trying his best to fight through this one. Has the Mantis Tile. Oh, he needs to use it soon, and will. The Scythe of Ice again onto Nisha. His BKB no longer available for him for use as Mickey has gone down. Nisha barely able to escape. Fox not as lucky. Shopify Rebellion. This time, they've got things. They're fighting on all cylinders. On the Storm Spirit, of course, for them. They look amazing in game #2.
Yeah, if I manage to get everything in order, one stun, no problem, we can always itemize for it. This game, I feel like Shopify, they really understood what items to get on each and every one of their members, and team fight items are secured by Fly, catch items secured by the Stormman and Timber, and Kotal has a 4-star, and Vessel.
This is like Shopify probably at their peak, right? Win lanes, draft on focus on winning the lanes, and then utilize your advantage, win a team fight early to be able to get the items and the net worth needed to, make up for your shortcoming. This draft lacks catch. Not with 2 scythes, it doesn't. As we've just clearly seen. Soon to be, I don't know about how soon, but Crit may consider one soon as well.
Yeah, you have to remember at one point they considered buying 4 scythe.
Right.
Stupendous. Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, at this point, what Liquid has to do to win the fights is they have to get. I think they need to get the lasso on the Kotal. I feel like the Kotal is a very big problem because he keeps giving chakra magic to the Storm. Like, if you don't kill the Kotal in the team fight, the Storm just keeps getting mana back.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and then he just becomes impossible to catch, regardless of your Scythe of Ice or not. Okay,
Morphling has to turn into the Timber Saw. Bad Rider has to get Kotal. I think those are the two things that you can start the team fight with.
on the hunt. They're going to immediately destroy the ward, so Liquid, they're going to try and hold here. Ward on the cliff here as they do make the jump in. Scythe of Ice onto Insania. They're going to try and counter-initiate now on a Saberlight. He did get that morph off onto the Timber as well, as Abed this time is the one on the cliff. Insania still alive. As soon as the song ends, though, he will take down Boxy. He's next to go as Nisha pops the BKB. Mickey running around in these fights, trying his best to outfight him, but Abed, he just constantly has this mana. Zai, he's going to be now on to fly, but another Scythe of Ice here stops Nisha in his tracks mid-onslaught, and he is going nowhere. Abed pulling him up to the cliff. How do you like the view up here, my friend? As you can see, Mickey die underneath the tier 2 tower, and Liquid forced to throw in the towel. Shopify Rebellion, they win a very Shopify game. Okay.
Yeah, they managed to come back.
They bought 2 Midases. Sorry, I'm just laughing. They take me home to buy Midas.
They managed to come back after losing the first game in a pretty disappointing fashion, dominating the early game. And this time round, they were able to dominate the early game and get the correct itemization and close out the game. Slight hiccups when Abed kind of didn't feel like he knew what to do. Like, he was quite confused. He was like playing really aggressive, like beating away kills, like dying to the CM and the pulverize, when they should have just utilized the Solar Crest on the Venom to just get Roche.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the team TPing home very quickly to buy Midases is pretty funny, but does ruin the post game stats, unfortunately. I mean, but again, it's the way Estini calls it, right? Who had to play a lot against Shopify as the coach of Nouns in the NA region over the year. I would say Liquid just got Shopify'd here, didn't they? Just kind of like they draft for lanes, and then they win a fight or two, find the net worth that they need, and buy all the items they need to win the game. I mean, for me, it's a tried and true strategy for Shopify. They look comfortable in this kind of game, especially on that Storm Spirit,
Good laning phase, good itemizations, and yeah, after the itemizations to fix up the weaknesses of the draft, they were able to close out the game. So just well played to Shopify.
I think for me, it's the well, as we look at the play of the day now, but this is from the previous series, wasn't it? What are we looking at here? We casted this game. Ah, yes, the big old Omni Slashes coming through the bunkers, allowing 9 Pandas to take it. I mean, yeah, I would say that just about wraps up our day here over on the C stream now, is where we're at, Winter. With Shopify, managing to equalize, they find a 1-1. They show that they can still take games. And even if they can't find 2-0s quite yet, tomorrow's a new day for them where they do have 2 more rounds, 3 rounds remaining, I believe, for groups A and B respectively. That's to be finished out over the next 2 days. So still plenty of time for them to impress.
And this is like what Quest against Spirit.
This is a 2-0 for Quest, and you could see why. Amar, who? Look at this Malik guy pop off. I mean, sure, he dies here, but an ultra kill for the team. That's one way to start off the fight correctly. And
there's a Luna in the game.
Well, Luna in current year, I mean, okay, Spirit turned this one around, so I spoke too soon. But still. And our save of the day, what's this one going to be here? Oh, no. Come on, this can't be the save of the day. Oh, guys. Oh, no.
They saved the Ember Spirit, so it is the save of the day.
They did, yeah. Yeah, they did. Not really what they wanted there, obviously. But, pretty good moves out from the side of 9 Pandas for them, especially to equalize in game number 2. Exciting stuff here. Exciting stuff on the day, Winter, as we do wrap ourselves up yet again for another lovely day of Riyadh Masters 2023 group stages. Be honest with me. Were you expecting Shopify to be able to win game 2 after the way game 1 ended?
Are you kidding me? They picked Storm Spirit. Of course, of course Shopify is gonna win with Storm Spirit. How can the Storm Spirit let them down, The tried and true. The
Global
Blue
classic.
Spirit, the Storm, when in doubt. First.
And it looked very, very good in the hands of Shopify Rebellion as they will draw Team Liquid to close out our day. Folks, we won't keep you here too long. We do have other channels that I think their games may or may not still be going on. I think that main channel is still going because we had some long games earlier. So make sure you guys check out streams A, B, and D. As for now, it'll be myself, Winter, on behalf of production and the Observer, signing off for the day. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And we will see you tomorrow when the Riyadh Masters returns for day number 4 of the group stage. Until then.